Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024. Special call board meeting, 6 p.m.
Okay, we're going to call the special board meeting to order. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Burns? Here. Trustee Carter?
Here.
Trustee Coleman?
Here.
Trustee Jensen?
Here.
Trustee Sapp? Trustee Sapp asked to join remotely, but she's not on yet. Trustee Williams? Here.
Okay. All right, public comment, all comments, all questions and comments will be directed to the mayor. Each speaker may comment on agenda items only. Each speaker is allowed one opportunity to speak for up to 3 minutes and may not engage in debate, counter replies, rebuttals. I'll answer and respond to all questions once all public comments have been concluded. When you come up, please state your name. That's public comment. Is that mic on?
David Smith, resident. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Questions regarding the AIC. Number one, was AIC notified and were they allowed the opportunity to explain themselves and or to provide the alleged necessary missing information? That's the question that I have. Number two, second question, were they required during the RFP process to disclose the alleged missing information? The rest is all commentary. If they weren't required to disclose the alleged missing information, why are they now being held to a standard where they should have been? That just doesn't seem right. It seems like something in the RFP process was flawed. Number one. Number two, which is really the most important, do you trustees understand that you're about to be Armageddon back there in Village Hall when you do this? When the phones can't get answered anymore, I'm going to blame you for it. And yeah, I said for, because I know that there's 2 trustees that are going to vote the right way. When the residents can't get water bills on time, or they get incorrect water bills, because all of this is IT related, I'm going to blame you for it, and so are the other residents. When the police department can't run necessary background checks, when they can't do basic licensing, background checks, when they do police stops. I'm going to blame you for it. When the water pumps shut down, as our public works director has already stated, is very capable of happening without these upgrades. We're going to blame you for it. Who do you have in place? Because it's already been said, and hopefully it was documented in the minutes. Trustee Williams said she already had somebody on standby. How is that even possible? What RFP has already been done without public knowledge? What's going on around here? Why are you guys so adamant to get AIC out of here? They've done nothing wrong, to my knowledge.
You have 1 minute left.
So again, what's the urgency to get them up out of here? Only thing they've done is help prevent a collapse in Village Hall on numerous occasions, even though they're not getting paid. And yet you guys still want to get rid of it. Doesn't make any sense. And when everything collapses, it will be your fault.
David Fields. You know, it's just crazy, this situation that's about to take place. I remember on the 8th when this vote was taken, Arnold Coleman said yes. Reagan Johnson said yes. Carter said yes. And Debbie Williams said yes. It was passed. Now, all of a sudden, here this mess been come. I'm just curious. Arnold Coleman, I'm just curious. Why you changed your mind from your yes vote? Have you thought about the person that came to you? Have you thought
He's
about the
speaking
person that
directly
came
to the
you
trustee, but it's he called his name. He called the trustee. He called the trustee's name. No, he cannot. You have because the rules say specifically. The rule says specifically, you read, that all questions and comments are to be addressed to the mayor. And that is the way it's going to be tonight. It's going to be that way tonight. He is not to call the trustee and speak directly to no trustee, period. Those are what I am speaking the rules. I'm speaking the rules, and we will follow the rules. There is all comments and our point of order. All comments and our concerns should be addressed to the mayor. Period. Because if it's not, we're all going to have a chaos in here because everybody's going to be calling everyone's name. So please, we're asking that you stick to the agenda, and the instructions are to direct it to the mayor and the mayor only, not to a trustee. Period.
Okay, but it's okay when they...
We're not going to play the game. We're not going to play that game. Do not call our names. I'm talking to the mayor.
Lower your voice.
Oh, well, the microphone is loud. I can't help it. The microphone is loud. So I want to make sure that we are clear of the rules. You are there to address all their concerns and comments to the mayor, not to trustees. And every time they do it, I will call point of order.
And you will be silenced too.
No, then you will be too.
Okay, all right, you're going to play that game tonight.
We're not going to do that. We're not doing it.
Madam Clerk, may I
We're not
continue?
doing it.
Madam Clerk, may I continue?
Yes, sir, please continue. No, hold on. Just 1 second, because you still got time. Let me explain, and let me say this, and I'm not going to say it twice. First of all, you don't tell me anything.
I'm not telling you anything. I am not telling you. I am stating the rules. Listen, sir, you read the rules. You read the rules. We're going to ride right there.
There we go.
Now, people that are in public is supposed to address their comments and their concerns to the mayor, not to the trustees. I have 2 attorneys, Attorney Bowen. The rules specifically say that he's to address these to the mayor, not the trustees.
Kid's gonna crack it. Oh my God.
I don't care what she says. That's right. Listening to the man calling my name, but then we're gonna stop it. But I'm tired of this. I don't have time to waste. 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 I'm not here for that. Follow the rules, or don't get up there and speak. Now, where's the rest of the trustees? Because we can go on with our business. There was no reason.
30 minutes everywhere you go, you still get it.
It doesn't matter.
We do whatever the mayor wants to do.
Okay, you know what?
That's what we do.
It's going to go to the mayor.
But they phone in.
No, you have to. I'm telling you what to do now.
Tell them what to do by the slaves.
Somebody want to explain what the First Amendment is?
Since our attorney's charging $500 outside the meeting,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not your money.
yeah. You don't get this meeting going out. We ain't want anything.
When the hell did you start caring about
When did she start caring about money?
money?
Pay your taxes. Somebody giving your name is not easy and do your right. Everybody has
You can't make this shit up.
About who called. How does she respond? He's supposed to respond.
take something and you don't have control over it.
Okay.
Well,
No one is talking. Let me explain what he said. The moment she touched it, he said that you have dialed the wrong number. So whatever number it is, she's sitting there waiting for you.
she can't even make it to the meeting. We got on the wrong number.
It's
I know your number hasn't changed, so I don't know what number that is. That is not Diane's number. I don't know. She wasn't calling me. She was waiting on someone to call me. No. Trustee Sapp is waiting to be conference. No. I didn't call. You called your last. Okay.
Let it press.
Attorney Bowe, we are paying $500 an hour to do this special meeting.
Oh, Lord.
Question, attorney.
Yeah. I'm not sure you're. Let's check a pamper.
Okay, what I'm going to attempt to do, and the lawyers are here also, what I'm going to attempt to do is bring back order to the meeting. First of all, before I reconvene this meeting, if you don't recognize or will not recognize the chair, I will not recognize you.
Mayor Burgess. Mayor Burgess.
I'm talking.
I am asking, there was no recess. I need clarification. I need the attorney to answer this question. Now, there was a motion on the floor and there was a second. We were supposed to take a roll. Period. Now, I have a question to the attorney.
You can't make someone speak to you and make a vote, so you just run where they need to be. Because we don't have all this, because you get paid for this and we don't.
But it is getting paid, but we're going to follow rules, procedures. It doesn't matter what anyone says, there was no amount of shut up, the attorney.
You not following no rules.
You're going to be escorted out.
No, you're not.
Behave yourself. You're not. No, we're not moving until this attorney speaks to the procedure. I appealed the recess. There was a motion in the second. There was supposed to be a roll.
Go to the public comment.
Attorney floor. The attorney is going to speak. There was a motion on the floor and there was a second. Now, there's no re-adjournment because it was never, there was never Attorney Rowland, there was a motion and a second on the floor, and I'm asking you to address it. Attorney Rowland, there was a motion and a second on the floor, and I'm asking you to address it. Attorney Rowland, there was a motion and a second on the floor, I need you to address it. Attorney Rowland, the reason why I need you to address it because there was never a recess. There was a motion and a second on the floor. There was not a vote taken. There was a motion and a second. There was a motion and a second on the floor. I can motion to adjourn this meeting all day long. Go ahead. I can motion to adjourn all day long. Listen, sir, I don't need to do this. I can just motion to adjourn. I can motion to adjourn, sir. Yes, I can, sir. Yes, I can. You're the mayor. You should know that. You're the mayor. You should know that. You should know parliamentary procedures. And this is one of them.
Doesn't work, then then you can make the motion to adjourn if you want to. What I'm going to ask at this particular point in time, and this is for the trustees, that if you don't recognize the chair or recognize that there is a chair and you start blurting out, I will not recognize you. And if it keeps doing it back and forth, I will call for another recess.
You can call for all the recesses you want. You can call for all the recesses you want. If you're not going to recognize the trustees, and if the trustees cannot address our attorney, then what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
We're talking about the law. We're talking about the law. We're talking about policy procedures.
You want to be heard. Me, what you want to listen?
I'm not engaged with anyone. I'm
second on the floor. Trustee Coleman second.
Audience, please.
Can't hear.
Turn the lights off.
There it is. Thank you.
There is no reconvening because there was
See, that's right.
I appreciate that there's
That's right.
about whether recess, there's always a word proper. I'm only here to feel, I didn't hear a second. As there was a second, so be it, and the chair to recognize that.
we can't hear
Vote
you.
on whether.
You sit back there, you can't.
I cannot hear you.
If you'd shut off, we could all hear.
Okay. Your trustee does not adhere to the board or to what I asked. You put mine off. Yes, sir.
I am adhering
That's
to
why.
the board.
That's why.
And the attorney just said, if there was a second
What you couldn't
motion.
hear? What you couldn't hear?
You lied.
You just said you couldn't hear. You just said you
The
couldn't
attorney
hear.
speaking to you.
But you just got to say you couldn't hear.
I can hear everything you say. What are you
Oh,
talking
you said you
about?
couldn't hear.
I can. And the audience can hear.
Oh, okay.
We could have a vote on whether or not there was a recess, but it's just as sensible.
I'm trying to talk.
So, in order to reconvene the meeting, but we don't need, we do not need, you can reconvene.
With public comments, thank you. You can reconvene with public comments, but we don't need to hear you tell us we can't address our attorney.
If there are questions for me, they should be directed.
So take
That's what I said. Okay, but they know. Okay.
Now, did you all hear the? No. All public comments should be addressed to the chair.
That's what the attorney just said. Attorney Bowling, can you speak that in the mic so that the audience can hear you?
So when Robert's rule says, Mayor, if I can recognize, the comments to maintain decorum, the best practice is to direct your comments to the chair. That does not mean that people cannot use other people's names in their comments. It does mean that the comments should be directed at the chair and not personally at individuals.
Exactly.
To maintain decorum.
Exactly.
Now, it be courteous in the enforcement of the rule. So, thank you.
Thank you. I'm
Thank
still
you,
trying.
attorney.
I'm still trying to say what I was trying to say before we move on. And after I say what I have to say, then yes, I'll recognize anyone. What I'm trying to say is, if I do not get at least any type of decorum here, we start going off again, start interrupting people, start blurting out answers, and start not recognizing the chair, I will ask for another recess. We'll be all night. But what I will not do, and it's not going to happen, is you just say what you want to say, think you're running the meeting, and don't have any respect for this chair. Now, you're either going to respect the chair, or we're not going to have a meeting.
Are you addressing me, sir?
I'm addressing anyone that decides that they don't want to respect the chair.
Then we got
I am not, I'm not saying, I say.
then we
did I
need
call
the
you
chair
name?
to respect the trustees.
Okay, well,
Because that won't work both ways, sir. So I
you just
agree
been
with
going back and
you.
forth.
I
You're
agree.
going back and forth.
You said you were addressing us.
No, I said I'm addressing the trustee.
I'm a trustee.
Okay.
And so the respect is two-way street.
Okay, well.
If you want respect, then you're going to give
Okay,
respect.
thank you.
So we in
you.
agreement? Are we in
Thank
agreement?
you.
Are we in agreement?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Trustee Williams, you said you had something to say.
During the break, I listened to my tape recorder, and what I specifically heard was the resident come to the podium and address Trustee Coleman by the name Arnold. Why did you change your vote from then to now. You said Arnold. You did not say Mr. Mayor. You did not address the mayor. That's how this all started 40 minutes ago. No, yes it is, in my opinion. Because what we did was, we've had 40 minutes of nonsensical behavior because the rules were not followed. All comments should be directed to the mayor. You cannot point out a trustee. First of all, Arnold, why did you change your vote? That should go to the mayor. Mr. Mayor, why did Trustee Coleman change his vote? That's the first thing. Okay, so we got that. 40 minutes of this because that rule was not followed. Second of all, I do believe when Trustee Burns brought it out, I believe she said, Mr. Mayor. I believe she addressed the mayor and said, we're not following the rule. And that's how all of this happened. A little bit of respect goes a long way. And that's how we lose the decorum. The audience is shouting out, the trustees are shouting out, the mayor is shouting out. We can do better, and we should do better. Follow the rules, everybody plays by the same rules, and maybe our 6 o'clock meeting can continue at 6:45. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, I think it was Mr. Fields that was here. Are you still there? Okay. I think you have 2 minutes left.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
We just sit here and we went through all of this again. And it's strange how it can be said about following the rules when our trustees don't even follow the rules. But again, I'm going to go back to where I was at. Mr. Mayor, we're just curious on why would Trustee Coleman change his vote from yes vote to no vote? Now, and the only conclusion that I can come up with is that the person that came to Trustee Coleman about changing his vote, why not be man enough and say, why do you want me to change my vote? Change your vote. And let your hands be dirty and not mine. It's just curious that this game that's being played, you got one person that's organizing the game, and then you got the other people that's involved in the game, and they don't even know what the game is about. And they're being used. And they're not even recognized that they're being used. And it's a shame because the game that's being played, it ain't no sides up in here no more. Because everything that they're doing right now affecting everybody that's in this room. Everybody. And you are not exempt. If you think that you are exempt from mess coming up in your house, then you got a problem. And the only reason why I can see that this vote is going to be changed, Mr. Mayor, is because if you live in mess, you ain't got no problem. You continue to live in mess. Newsflash, I don't want it in my house. I do not want it in my house. And to change that vote, no, it's something definitely wrong. Look, I've heard it so many times said that God is in control. It's one thing about it. God ain't about no mess. He definitely ain't about no mess. And that's what this is, a bunch of mess. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I'm Francine Anderson. Mr. Mayor, I'm getting very, very disappointed about the interpretations of the law and how the simple reading says that all questions shall be directed to the mayor. We know that. Every time we come to this podium, we address you. People are having problems with names being said. Why? You asked for the job. You don't want citizens to know your name? The citizens can't call you? The citizens can't say who you are? What is your problem? You asked for the job, now do the job. Now, for my other comments, that I didn't even have that one prepared for when I did come, but let me give you what I do have prepared. You all sit here with these call meetings, and you sit here today and tell me you're paying $500 today for attorneys. So you mean to tell me, for your called meeting, you have wasted $1,000? We could have an activity for our children in this town. But no, you gotta have a called meeting so that you can do whatever you say you're doing. And if you needed to, there is a process besides having a called meeting in order to rescind what you've already done. That could be done at the 7 o'clock meetings. Why waste my time? Every time you have these meetings, you call it at a time where you hope that citizens do not arrive or cannot come. I'm being repetitive though, so I don't want to do that anymore today, but let's talk about what I hope that you could do and change some of this stuff that you're doing. I hope the wrath of these citizens sooner or later will fill this room, and then you hopefully not get embarrassed or get blown out or demeaned by a trustee. This so-called bullying that I see at this meeting, done by trustees to citizens, you all need to check your own behavior. While you sitting here telling other people about how to have a decorum, you cannot listen to what citizens have to say just because we say your name? Oh my God. I hope that people do. But let me just say this. You look like you're trying to fool people. But guess what? People are ready for your foolishness. We are tired of you derailing and detouring the progress that this town could have. For those that the shoe fit, wear it. For those that it don't. But I say to you that we can't continue with your called meetings, with you wasting money, with stuff that could have been easily put on this 7 o'clock agenda, in which now, of course you're gonna give me that same stuff you said. The mayor wouldn't put it on the agenda. AIC has been on 4 agendas. You have voted 3 different times. What's wrong? You got issues, and it's not the mayor.
You ready? Resident Jeffrey Burns, 25-year resident. I got more of a comment actually. Since some of ex-trustees don't seem to know parliamentary law, parliamentary law is whatever is spoken by the chair can be appealed by any trustee. As long as there's a motion in a second, the call must be made. Anybody been a trustee knows that if they learn their position. Also, it was said that what they're doing is affecting everybody in this room. First of all, everybody in this room don't even live in Sauk Village. That's why I always state, I've been living here for 25 years. Everybody don't live in this village that's even in this room. Second of all, if you want to talk about derailment, let's talk about 4 years of audits that's not being done. Let's talk again about the $78,000 that they're trying to pay a vendor. And our finance chair, Eugene Carter, committee, Raven Johnson, audience. Yeah, I'm addressing, I'm making a comment. I'm making a comment, to make a comment. And I didn't interrupt you when you was talking, so you need to be quiet. I didn't interrupt you when you was talking. So again, now I'm talking to the right one, because you're talking while I'm talking. Point of order, point of order. Point of order. Ex-trustee, again. We're behind in bank recs. My time was interrupted.
She said she stopped.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Mayor Burgess.
Start it up.
The mics are off. Excuse me. Help testing 1, 2. Can you turn the mics up? Okay.
Your mic is on.
Thank you so much.
So don't say it wasn't on.
Okay, I said turn it up. I asked to turn it up. Thank you, sir.
Why?
Continue. You ready for me to continue? Yeah, I'm ready. So like I said, we have a finance chair, finance committee that's not concerned with our finances being behind, 4 years of audits being behind, bank recs are behind, budgets is behind, and that's where the derailment comes from in this village. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes,
They're not gonna let him, they're not gonna take him out.
Huh?
I don't think they're gonna
Because
take
if
him
he's going out, that one going out too.
He's cussing at people over there.
He's cussing at my husband. Hell no.
Call me a bitch.
You are.
I motion to remove Trustee Johnson out of the rotunda. I motion to remove Trustee Johnson out of the rotunda. I motion to remove her. Trustee Johnson and Mr. Johnson out of the rotunda. Attorney, I motion to remove Trustee Johnson out of the rotunda. Trustee Johnson and Mr. Smith out of the rotunda. There is a second on the floor. I motion to remove Trustee Johnson and Mr. Smith out of this rotunda room. I motion to remove. I have a second by Trustee Williams.
I will ask for a recess again, if you're gonna continue.
I have put a motion on the floor.
I'm gonna ask for another
I have
recess.
put a motion on the floor.
There's no motion on the floor.
There is a motion
No,
on the
it's not.
floor.
Well,
Yes, it is.
I'm not recognizing that.
I appeal the mayor's decision not to recognize Trustee Burns.
I ask for a motion to recess.
So moved.
I appeal the recess.
By Trustee
I appeal Mel Burgess's. I appeal Mel Burgess's. I have a second on the floor. I have a second on the floor. I put a motion. We're not gonna keep doing this attorney call. I have a motion on the floor and there is a second. I have a motion on the floor and there is no
I'm not gonna get my seat.
He's gonna try.
Fuck this politics.
People out. It is not.
It's the second motion. Motion to reconsider the motion to approve and accept AIC technology recommendations and proposal to upgrade the village's network for further examination and questions concerning the proposal that was not agreed upon prior to work starting. What is your vote? We have 3 yeses. Yes. Okay, she votes yes. Mr. Mayor,
She's not here.
Would like to vote yes. She's on the phone.
So what?
We done? Right here? We're done. Okay. We suspended.
Now, I motion to adjourn the 6 p.m. meeting.
I second.
Roll call.
Without comments? Oh, okay.
We had comments.
I'm saying comments.
I motion. Public comments was suspended because of disorderly conduct. We cannot continue public conduct. I motion to adjourn the 6 p.m. special meeting.
Yes.
Roll call. Trustee Coleman.
Yes.
Trustee Burns.
Yes.
Trustee Williams, yes. The meeting is adjourned at...
Trustee Sapp.
Trustee Sapp, I'm sorry. Trustee Sapp.
Yeah.
You're adjourned. You agree to that? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're right on time for the second.
Right on time.
Meeting has been adjourned.
Since your meeting is adjourned, just so you know, I will be vetoing these two items.
That is your parliamentary right to do so.
Oh, gee, thank you. I appreciate that.
It's a waste of fucking time.
Thank you. In about 3 minutes, we're going to...
I am going to ask for a motion to remove disorderly people.
Excuse me. Your meeting is over with.
No,
The meeting is over.
that's fine. It's
Thank you.
over.
The meeting's over.
It's over, so I can speak. I can speak. The meeting is over.
take a
Yeah, talk to money.
Yeah, talk to money. Can we go pick her up? I'll pick her up. I volunteer.
I motion to move all financial matters. We started.
But you know,
the last time they told me I know. He told me I couldn't do it. Ask Master. She just
It's horrible. And your boy up there, that one, that's yours. That's yours. Mr. Clean.
Okay, all right. I'm going to call the regular scheduled board meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Mayor?
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Burns.
Here.
Trustee Carter.
Here.
Trustee Coleman.
Here.
Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Sapp.
Here.
Trustee Williams.
Here.
Mr. Mayor?
Trustee Burns.
Thank you. I motion to call new business financial matters for AP, petitions, agreements, and actions for the recommendation of Robertson Engineering. I motion to move all business to the front of the agenda.
First of all, before I answer, I've said this many times, and I'm gonna say it again. The motion is to suspend the rule, to change the agenda, to move these items to the beginning. So you have to move, you have to make a motion to suspend the rule. And to act that financial matters, that's number 10A, and I'm sorry, 10A1 or I, and 10AB I. Is that what you're asking for?
I am motioning to bring 10AI and 10B to the front. Yes, yes, yes. I just made that motion, correct.
That's not what I said.
I just said yes, sir.
No, what did I say?
I motioned. You're saying what I'm doing, sir.
No.
And I agree with you.
No, you have to.
Mr. Mayor, I agree with what you just said.
Are you gonna let me finish?
I agree, sir.
Are you gonna let me finish? You have to put in the record that you asked.
You put it in the records and I said yes.
I'm not making the motion.
Sir,
I
made the motion. You asked me a question and I'm saying yes.
Are you done?
Are you done, sir? Because I motioned, you repeated, I said yes. Mr. Attorney Bowman.
What are you asking Attorney Bowman?
I made a motion to move 10A and B, I to the front. Is it necessary that I suspend the rules in order to make that motion?
Yes.
If there is not, it's not necessary that I suspend the rule. Attorney Bowman, I just asked the attorney, it is not necessary for me to suspend rules just to make a motion. Now, again, I make a motion.
You are technically correct. But either way, you can. I think the board understands the motion that's being asked. So, if your suggestion that it be a motion to suspend the rules, if Trustee Burns wants to say yes, so moved. Second, I think we can move on.
The reason why we suspended the rules because
I am not suspending the rules. I did not motion to suspend rules. I motion.
If you're going to continue,
Mayor Burgess.
I'm going to say this.
Mayor
if
Burgess,
you're going to continue,
sir, I'm not suspending rules.
If you're not going to respect this, you're not going to respect this chair, we'll have another recess. We'll be here all night.
What the attorney said.
Because when I'm
going off of what the attorney just said.
I'm talking. I'm talking.
Mayor Burgess, so am I, sir. And I'm listening to the attorney.
If you don't want to listen,
I'm listening to the attorney.
Then be quiet.
The attorney just said that rules don't have to be suspended. So there's a motion on the floor. There's a second. Can we please take the roll?
Do you know why the rules need to be suspended?
The attorney just said it doesn't, sir. Either way, it doesn't matter. There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. Can we please take the roll and move forward? Now we have an attorney who just said so. Now I'm listening to the attorney. Would you please do the same? I'm motioning. I made the motion. There's a second. There's a roll.
That's not going to happen. Either you're going to do it the right way or you're not going to do it.
The attorney just confirmed.
You're not running this meeting.
We all are.
Would you shut up?
You are not running
Would you be quiet, please?
Sir.
Please be
I'm ready to move forward. And the
no,
attorney
you're not.
said that
You're interrupting what I had to say.
Mayor Burgess, are you going to dismiss what the attorney is saying?
He's disrupting the meeting. He says he's disrupting the meeting.
I am having a meeting, properly.
By yourself?
No, I have a motion in a second. So I'm not by myself.
Before you answer that, I was trying to explain the rules that you were asking to suspend.
I did not ask to
I know
suspend.
you didn't, but you
I just did. I don't have to. The attorney said I can motion. As long as I motion and there's a second, we can take a roll.
I don't know what you're trying to save time for.
This is what the attorney said, sir.
The attorney didn't say nothing. He didn't have a chance to.
He said either way.
We're going to go back and forth.
Attorney Bowman said either way.
If you recognize this chair, we will recess again.
Do it. I appeal Mayor Burgess' decision to recess.
Moved by Trustee John. have to say
I appeal, and I got a second by Trustee Williams.
10-minute recess.
Can I take a roll?
10
Now we're
minute
gonna
recess.
take, okay, now we're gonna do that just like we did before.
10-minute recess.
All right, I motion to appoint Arnold Mayor Pro Tem.
No, you won't.
And,
Was there a roll call on the motion to appeal? I didn't hear it.
No.
well then, let's rock and roll. Then it was.
No.
I heard the second. I didn't hear a vote.
Right, so we're asking the clerk to vote. Take the vote. We're asking the clerk to take the vote. Now if she
You're
won't
not
do
gonna run
it,
the meeting, so you
we're
can
asking the clerk
ask
to
what
take
you
the
want.
vote.
You're not gonna run the meeting.
I appealed it. I did motion in
You're
the second.
not gonna run the
Second,
meeting.
there should be.
Either you're gonna be,
The attorney said it should be a vote.
or you're part of the problem. They're not gonna do that. You're not gonna come in here and run what you think. You don't even know what you're doing. You don't even know what the rules are, what it means by the rules. You don't even know what that is.
The attorney said
The
there
attorney
needs to
didn't say
be a
anything, you ain't
vote.
got a chance to.
What? You gonna ignore our attorney?
Speak up in the mic, Mr. Attorney Bowles.
Yeah, all right. There was a motion and a second on the appeal to of the chair's ruling that there was a voice vote to recess. And so there should be a roll call vote on the appeal.
Okay, well then I'll ask for a roll call because I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna do it every time you get out of order. Trustee Burns, I'm gonna do the same thing.
I'm not the one.
Yes, you are. You're the one talking.
Okay,
You're the only one talking.
The attorney is saying for us to take the roll.
Let's run that back around. I bet you I can find it.
Okay, go ahead.
I bet you I can find it.
Yes.
I know I can find it.
Yes.
You know I can find it, right?
Yes.
You know I can find it.
No, this is not.
Yes, it is.
No, this is to appeal the recess.
You need your way.
I motion to appeal.
They're gonna take the vote for the recess, and then we're gonna take the vote for the appeal. Can you clarify?
And I appeal the recess.
Right, so my understanding was the question on the floor was an appeal of the chair's decision. It was a voice vote. Look at it, he's so stupid. Cut that yarn off. To recess. The question should be whether the chair's decision from the appeal should be whether the chair's decision should be sustained. Yes, if you agree with the chair's decision, and there should be a recess, or no, you do not agree with the chair's decision, and there should not be a recess. So that's what the appeal should be asking for, and that's what it should be a roll call vote.
So now that we have a clarification, can we do a recall vote? Because now we understand what we're voting for. You should have understood it before. For a recess. For a recess. Yes.
You don't tell her what to do.
I'm not talking to her.
Yes, you did. You said, Madam Clerk.
I'm talking to Trustee
No,
Williams.
you didn't. You
I'm
said, Madam
talking to
Clerk.
Trustee
No, you
Williams.
didn't. So, Madam
I
Clerk.
did not say a word to Madam Clerk. No, I didn't. I'm talking to me and Trustee Williams is getting enough
Sitting up there, supposed to be head of this area, and you sound like a bunch of children. I'm not this, you not that. Listen, drop your pride and do your job. Thank you, mother. You look like gold, sitting up there. She this, she that, you shut up, now I ain't. Forget it, do a job. We are not here to have a seat, don't touch me. And we are here because we are concerned about our area. We your
Thanks, Mayor. As I'm sure you know, as I'm sure you know, people should reserve their comments for public comment and direct their comments to you during public comment, just for decorum purposes. And then, just a reminder, the question on the floor is an appeal of the chair's decision that the motion to recess carried by voice vote. You agree with the chair's decision and there should be a recess, you vote yes. And if you do not agree with the chair's decision, you vote no. It's my suggestion that be a roll call vote.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, I couldn't hear him. He said, I couldn't, he speaks, come on, guys. You guys are back up in the situation. Ah, look at her.
Excuse me. Don't tell me. Excuse me. Let me say something. Because the young lady that was back there talking made sense. However, you all have children in the audience today, so if you want to continue to keep doing this back and forth, I'm just letting you know that you got kids back there.
Mr. Mayor.
So I know what I need to do. Thank you,
I
sir.
know what I need to do. Can I
Be quiet while I'm trying to talk. That's what you need to do. So we're going to take another roll call as the attorney asked. I know what the outcome is going to be, so it's just a redundancy. So I'll ask for a motion or ask for clarification for the recess that I asked for with voice vote. So I'll ask for a recess under, well, right now, things are calmed down for just this minute, but if it continues to keep going back and forth, what other alternative do I have but to ask for a recess? But to recess the problem until people can calm down. Because I'm not going to sit here and chair meetings, we're going to go back and forth, that you can blurt out what you want, that you don't respect the chair, that I want this, I'm going to call this, I'm going to call that, I'm going to take away what we need, or I'm going to do what I think we need to do, and it's not your job to do that. So if you don't want to at least adhere to the chair, then it should be a recess call. But I don't have the votes, 4-2, and we already know what's going to happen now, so I'll ask for a vote in regards to the voice vote that I asked for. So I'm asking for a roll call for the...
Trustee Burns.
No.
No, they're going to say that.
Trustee Carter.
Yes.
Trustee Coleman.
Question. My understanding, Trustee Bowling, please correct me if I'm wrong, that there was a motion on the floor, and now, what do we do at this point?
So again, the motion on the floor is a motion to appeal the chair's determination that the motion to recess carried by voice vote. That decision was appealed and seconded, which any decision of the chair can be appealed by 2 trustees, but that puts the question to the entire board. And so that's what we're voting on right now. If you agree with the chair's decision that the motion to recess carried, you vote yes. If you disagree with the chair's decision, you vote no.
Got it?
All right, can we have a roll call on that?
We're doing that now. It's on you.
No.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Sapp. No. Trustee Williams.
No. No.
Okay, just no. Okay. Move on.
Now there was another motion.
I'm not. I'm not.
That was the first motion.
No, that wasn't the motion.
Yeah, I made the first motion to move. You were talking about moving the agenda items on the agenda. 10A, I and B to the front, very top of the agenda. That was the very first motion. Trustee Williams seconded, and we were supposed to take a roll.
Okay, before you take the vote, turn the vote.
Again, the technically correct way to do it would be to suspend the rules as you suggested, Mayor. There is an ordinance, a local ordinance that prescribes the way the business is supposed
That's
to
what I was
be
going to say. That's why I
considered at meetings, but that ordinance also does recognize Robert's rules and the procedure to suspend the rules to consider something out of order. But it's the chair can decide whether this motion is in order or not. You suggested to the movement how to rephrase it to be technically correct. That would be the quickest way to a vote, I would think.
Yeah, Attorney, that's what I was trying to explain. And again, it was questioned, and that's what I was trying to explain, what the rules were, and what they were meant to be. That's all I can move on if y'all could. If y'all could, I'll move on. Are you done? We've just, everybody wants to be, like the young lady said, it'll happen in March. April. Okay, there's a motion on the floor to suspend, I'm sorry.
No, don't say that.
The motion on the floor to move item 10A, I, and 10B, I, to the front of the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Trustee Burns, second by Trustee Williams. Madam Clerk.
Trustee Carter?
No.
Trustee Coleman?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
No.
Trustee Sapp?
Yes.
Trustee Williams?
Yes.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Question, Mr. Mayor?
Question was at the beginning. You have
Last time I
statement.
did that, you said it had to be after the vote.
No, the question is
Just
before.
that. Question for the attorney.
No, you have a question for this motion. And you know that. So, but if you have a question for the attorney, go ahead.
Mr. Attorney, I couldn't hear when you said, I believe what you said was that the public comment must go first, and then we can move up 10A. Is that what you said? I was having a difficulty hearing you.
Sorry about that. That wasn't the motion.
No, but did you say that?
We do have to have public comment at some point during the meeting,
Right.
but I didn't talk about public comment previously.
Okay, so what I thought I heard you say that, but that's what should be procedurally correct, is that public comment should, we would have had to move public comment up also, right? Well, you can't take away public comment from the public.
Right.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Mayor. We do have to have public comment at some point during the
Yes,
meeting.
you
It's
do.
still on the agenda.
Doesn't matter
As
where it's at.
amended, I'm not
It
concerned.
doesn't matter where it's at, yes.
I don't see public comment on the agenda. Where am I?
Right, number
Oh, right
three,
after,
number 4.
minutes. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to move the item on. I'm sorry, Madam Clerk. Yes, she did. She did call the roll. There's 4-2. Yeah, they called the roll. All right, I'm gonna do the approval of the minutes, and then before public comment, I'll move up to the financial matters and petition, agreements, and action items. All right, I'll ask for a motion to approve the journal proceedings for the special committee meeting of June 25th, 2025.
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Johnson, second by Trustee Carter. Any questions? Madam Clerk.
Trustee Burns?
Abstain.
Trustee Carter?
Yes.
Trustee Coleman?
Abstain.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp?
I abstain. I don't think I was at that meeting.
Give me a minute. Attendance was amended. You were, in fact, at that meeting. All trustees were present.
Okay.
At the meeting on the 25th.
So, Mr. Clerk, Mr.
Okay,
Mayor,
yeah.
could I change my vote?
Okay. Go ahead. What is it that you're going?
Okay, this is for the special 6 o'clock.
This
meeting.
this is for the June 25th meeting. That special committee.
The special meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Trustee Williams?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Motion is carried. I'll ask for a motion to approve the journal proceedings for the regular board meeting held June 25th, 2024.
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Johnson, and second by Trustee Carter. Any questions? Any questions? Madam Clerk.
Trustee Carter?
Yes.
Trustee Coleman?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp?
Yes.
Trustee Williams?
Yes.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Motion is carried. I'll ask for a motion to approve the journal proceedings for the special meeting held on July 8th, 2024.
So moved.
Second. Moved by Trustee Johnson, second by Trustee Carter. Any questions? Madam Clerk.
Trustee Coleman?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp?
Yeah.
Trustee Williams?
Yes.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Carter?
Yes. Motion is carried. I'll ask for a motion to approve the journal proceedings for the committee meeting held on July 9th, 2024.
So moved.
Second. Moved by Trustee Johnson, second by Trustee Carter. Is there any questions? Madam Clerk.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp?
Yeah.
Trustee Williams? Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Carter?
Yes.
Trustee Coleman?
Yes.
Motion carried. Okay. Item 10A, we're moving it up to, and I'll ask for a motion to approve the transfers, payroll, accounts payable distributions in the combined amount of $589,662.53.
So moved.
Second. It was moved by Trustee Johnson, second by Trustee Carter. Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to approve the accounts payable and payroll disbursements in the amount of $502,172.53, removing from line item number 1000005 726,000 with invoices 2167 through 2231 dated April 21st, 2023 through July 19, 2024 respectively in the total amount of $87,490.
That it?
Leaving the grant.
We're gonna vote on the removal first, then we'll vote on that.
Okay.
So is that it? $87,490?
$87,490, yes, sir.
Is there a second? Again, is there a second?
Are you gonna, a second, are we gonna talk about other items?
That's what I'm asking, that's what I asked.
Because last time you wanted to take them individually.
Okay.
So, yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry, just a second, trustee, what you did, let's say.
It would be
orderly to consider the amendments one at a time. If there's going to be more than one amendment, it's up to you guys,
Okay,
but that's my
we'll do that.
suggestion.
We'll do that. Okay, so there's a motion on the floor. And who seconded it? Who seconded the motion?
I believe I did.
Okay. It was moved by Trustee Coleman, seconded by Trustee Williams, to remove from the accounts payable the amount of $87,490 items from, I'm thinking that this is the HR, yes, it is, all the way from number 20,
Mr. Mayor,
2167 to 20.
Mr. Mayor, we do this every week, every 2 weeks.
I have to put it on the record, sir.
You've never had to do that before.
Yes, I did. I have to put it on the record. I have to put it on the record. They have to know what you're removing, sir. 2021.
I've already put it on record, sir. I gave you the line item, invoices,
and you don't mind if I repeat that, do you?
Well, you can repeat it, but you're adding to it, sir.
I'm not adding anything.
Yeah, you name the position.
But it's on the accounts payable, sir. It's not a secret. At least I didn't think it would be. But it's item number 2167 through 2231. Again, the amount is $87,490. Moved by Trustee Coleman, second by Trustee Williams. Any other questions? Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams?
Yes.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Carter?
No.
Trustee Coleman?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson? No. Trustee Sapp?
Yes.
And motion carried. All right, Trustee Williams, you have something else.
Yes, I do. Starting with ECO clean maintenance, we have invoices dating back from May, and we have June, and the board has yet to see a signed contract. We don't know what we're paying for again. I asked to see the invoices. I have a prescribed time at 1 o'clock on Monday. I had a doctor's appointment and I was not able to make that appointment. I asked for another time, and there was never a time that was committed. No, I'm stating that we're paying people without contracts. I want it on record that we continually.
Taking the vote.
He said I have questions.
You said you had something to take off. That you wanted to take.
Yes, this is another one. I don't want to take it off. I want to make a comment. Well, I don't want to remove people that apparently are working, because then we're going to get attacked for not paying people who are working. But I have to be able to make the comment, sir, that we're paying people without contracts over and over again.
We're right in the middle of approving the accounts payable. That can come under something else.
Okay, just tell me when I can speak on the accounts payable.
You can speak on that after. Go ahead.
So now the motion on the floor is whether to vote, approve the motion, accounts payable as amended, unless anybody has further amendments. Otherwise, there could be discussion on that.
Afterwards, yes. So I'm asking, are there any other motion to not pay?
Yes, sir. There's not a motion to not pay. I'd like to make a motion to pay.
Okay, but then.
Okay, it's still in reference to making an amended amount to the accounts payable.
Okay, but right now we voted on to take. Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Okay, 502,000 what?
$502,172.53.
Okay. And there's no other motion to not pay. I'll ask for a motion to pay the accounts payable in the amount of $172.53.
But Mr. Mayor, I have further amendments to that amount. This is what I'm trying to
I
say.
just asked you that.
And you cut me off again.
I didn't cut you off. You said
Okay, at what point do I
speak.
get to speak about the accounts payable?
Okay, do you have another a payable that you don't want to have paid? Is there
Okay,
another one?
I would prefer to take off ECO cleaning because we don't have a contract, but in deference to the fact that they have probably been doing the job without the board knowing what they're doing and for what cost, I would like to see their contract, which I've asked for several times. I will not remove that. However, I would like to add 2 law firms that I have been seeking for their payment for weeks. One is Edie Law Firm. She continues to fight cases for the village and is not getting paid at all. She takes her own personal money out of her pocket to file motions and to pay people. I'm making a motion to please have the finance director and the mayor already agreed to this 2 weeks ago. They have yet to get paid. Olson has yet to get paid.
So your motion is to amend to include 2 law firms and the amount of how much?
I don't know. I couldn't get in to see the invoices. And they are removed from the aging report, and they're not on the accounts payable report. So at this point, they've dropped off the face of the earth, and they haven't gotten paid. Well, the point of the matter is...
Are y'all going to have a meeting up here? Or you going to
No, Mr. Mayor, what I'm saying is, it's very difficult to be a trustee who is in charge of paying bills without contracts.
Did you have a scheduled time to meet with the...
1 o'clock, and I had a doctor's appointment, and I have my doctor's receipt right now. No, I could not make it at 1 o'clock. I asked to come after the doctor's appointment, and the finance department was not available. I asked the village administrator if there was anybody else at the village hall that has invoices, and I was told no.
Okay.
And I said, is there any time the next day? And I was told that the finance director was going to be in
right
training.
after the meeting of last week, which was
I tried, Mr. Mayor.
Last Wednesday.
I was told to have an appointment every Monday at 1. I contacted the finance director and said, I'm unable to meet at 1. Can we meet later? She said no. I asked if we could meet Tuesday. She was unavailable due to training. So I don't know the exact amount. I'm sure she has the exact amount that we can pay Olson and Edie immediately. We are taking the money out of Miss Edie, the attorney Edie's hands. She's using her own money to fight our cases, and 2 weeks ago you said she would get paid. And the third law firm that is on the agenda to be paid gave us a note that we got in our packet that they raised their rates without coming back to the board and amending the agenda. I asked that law firm to give us an amended agenda so we can do this legally and proper. I still haven't gotten that amendment. And now we get the letter that says that all attorneys will be at $235 when our ordinance says to $200, and that all special meetings will be at $500 a month. I feel that's egregious. I feel it's just one more thing that the Ansel Glink law firm is trying to do to bully us into not having special meetings that we're forced to have because the mayor won't recognize our agenda items.
Okay, so I'm still trying to find out, is there any, so I can move this on, any other amended item to go on? I'll let you all get through it.
It's a very difficult position to be in,
I'll
Mr.
let you all
Mayor,
get through
to approve invoices that are above and beyond ordinance rates. It's very difficult.
I'm asking my question again.
Or you pay the attorney.
My question again, is there any other invoices that you have amended? Because right now we're doing the amendment for accounts payable.
Other than the 2 attorneys that need to get paid immediately?
That's not...
That's an amendment. I don't have the amounts.
Okay, well then we can't vote on what you don't have.
But I can, wait a minute. So you're going to tell me you're going to delay both of those law firms 2 more weeks because I couldn't get in to see the invoices, so I can give you an accurate figure, which is not on the aging report and which is not on the accounts payable. It has been removed from both, as if we don't even owe them.
Okay, so this, and...
You can't have your finance department look at the figures and
not
change
right
them
now,
after the fact?
no. Not right now, no.
Oh, so Mr. Mayor, so you're saying these attorneys have to wait 2 more weeks to get paid? Well, then I remove Ansel and Glink as well. I will make an amendment to remove them as well. What's good for one is good for all.
You're asking for a vote. You're not going to remove. You're not going to remove.
I'm asking to remove. Now that you're saying what you're saying, which I think you're totally one-sided with all of this.
No.
I'm asking to remove until we get an amended.
I can't have my way, so we're gonna do this.
I'm asking to remove invoices 3312639031122 in the amount of $23,198. And somebody could be adding this if you don't mind.
Who?
20, not you, Mr. Mayor. 23, yes. That we're removing? Okay, that would be on page 3. The law offices of Ansel and Glenn. Invoice number 33126390312 in the amount of, somebody please take a calculator, $23,198.25. And also 3312639031122 in the amount of $47,068.92. The first number, you want me to repeat it? $23,198.25. I'm asking to remove, also on page 3, invoice number 104183 in the amount of $3,732.25. You don't have that? It's the bottom of page 3 under...
You gave $23,000 and $47,000.
Yes, and then this one is under item number, the last 5 numbers is 26000, but the amount is $3,732.25. I am asking to... Yes, I will, no problem. That last one is $3,732.25. I will at the end, because I want to make sure I get all of them on here, and then we can do a repeat, okay? I got a couple more on here. They're not all in the same place. Matter of fact, the total amount is actually, should be on the accounts, the agent report, but again, we don't have it on the agent report. Our agent report is false. It doesn't show the things that are...
Are you doing a motion?
You know, it's so hard to find this stuff.
Are you doing a motion or are you doing a
I'm doing a
speech?
motion to remove these items, but
Thank you.
the $238 that they have coming is not showing on here or on the agent report. So the only ones that I see on here, here they are, I'm sorry, okay. Invoice number 33126390013 in the amount of $29.19. Invoice number 33126390030 in the amount of $6,069.76. And I'm motioning to remove 33126390031 in the amount of $3,102. I'm motioning to remove invoice number 33126360032 in the amount of $8185. That was on page 3. Also on page 3 is invoice number 33126390034. Total amount $3,018.25. Motioning to remove invoice number 33126390035 in the amount of $2,599. Yes, $2,599 even. Motioning to remove invoice number 3312639000604 in the amount of $391. Motioning to remove invoice number 3312639000904 in the amount of $2,024 even.
Are all of those Ansel and Glenn?
Those are all Ansel and Glenn. and I want to go through one more time and make sure that I've captured them all. I hope somebody's keeping accurate count, because I was planning on paying them, but since none of the other attorneys are getting paid for the same cases, it's just not fair. Okay, I do believe that is all. If somebody could give the mayor the total. What's the total? You guys total it up? Coleman, did you total them all up? I can repeat them. No, please. If it needs to be repeated, I shall repeat.
Okay, yes.
Repeat it? Just don't take too much. Trustee Coleman, did you ask me to repeat?
Yes.
Okay, this is too important to rush.
So come to take care of it on the front end and not doing it.
That's exactly right, pay the people, that's what I say. Okay, so the first one was in the amount of 27,000. No, well, that was a different vote. Let's go back to the original order. 23,198 and 25 cents. 47,068.92 cents. $3,670.
He's still going too fast.
No, better.
Go back to the 47,000.
$68.92.
It'll be easy if you take the $53,000 and subtract the $700.
I beg your pardon. Would you like to do that, Finance Director?
What did you say?
Well, she's got a great idea. As you're the Finance Director, do you think you might be able to do that? I know you're not going to cooperate. That's
Why would you say that, Madam
Trustee Coleman,
Trustee, why would you make that statement? Then you want to know why.
Suggestion.
Why would you make that statement?
Because I had to.
No, you didn't have to make that statement. You didn't have to make that
She could have
statement.
done the job.
No, she didn't know what you were going to do.
Trustee Coleman.
She had no idea. You all
She
just
had no idea.
that you were going to pay it now. Okay, well.
I think I had to
And the lawyer's sitting right here. You did not pay your lawyer.
You didn't pay our lawyer.
I didn't pay anybody.
That's why we're not paying this one.
I didn't. Okay, there you go. So, but that's not personal. That's not personal.
That's not personal.
Yeah.
He's working on the same case as Edie's working on.
Okay.
But we gotta pay him.
No, he's not working on the same case.
Yes, he is, sir. Matters versus Sauk Village.
That's different matters. That's different matters.
It's a different matter.
Yeah.
Either way, pay one or pay none.
Okay, well, you've already made that clear.
You want me to keep on
You
doing?
made
No, I
that
have the
clear.
total. I have the total. Based on subtracting 123, 700 from the total, comes out to be $122,665.37. Again,
122 what?
$122,665.37.
Trustee Coleman, what the Trustee Finance Director was suggesting is to strike the 700 from the $53,098.20, so you didn't have to add all of those together.
You still got it.
So you would take the $53,098.
That's just one. That's just one item.
That's just one item listed under number 26,000.
That's just
So
one.
deduct 53,098.20, deduct the 700 from there. And then we can add in the rest.
Wow.
The total is $52,398.20.
Okay, keep that to the side. $5,398.20. 52. What did you say? 52,000. $398.20.
Yes.
That's the first one. Now we're going to go to $23,198.25. The next one is $47,068.92. The next one is $3,000.
Hold on.
Okay. Do you need me to repeat those? No. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. Yeah, you can continue.
The last one you got was $47,068.92.
Yes.
The next one is $3,670.43.
Okay.
What does that total come out to?
$126,335.60.
Then that is the total that I'm asking to be removed from the accounts payable, sir. I make a motion that we remove $126,335.67. Is that what you said?
No, 60 cents.
So, Mr. Trustee Plummer, can you deduct that amount from the final 2172 so we can take another roll? $502,172.53 minus $126,335.60.
And that comes out to be $375,836.93.
And how much was this?
Again,
I'm talking about the last part, the penny.
93 cents.
Is there a motion on the floor to remove $126,335.60?
Trustee Williams made the motion. Can someone second?
Second.
Moved by Trustee Williams, second by Trustee Burns. Before we go, yes, sir.
Mayor, just briefly, I know there was some discussion about an ordinance about legal fees in the village. I did have an opportunity to review it since it was provided to me at the meeting 2 weeks ago, and I did email Trustee Williams about it. That ordinance doesn't bind future boards, and by the ordinance's own terms, it does allow the board to approve current legal rates for trustees that submit invoices. And what's more, this type of ordinance isn't common in other communities that we've seen, probably because it doesn't relieve the village of its obligation to promptly pay bills under the Local Government Prompt Payment Act. And so if there's outstanding legal bills for any firm, do encourage the village to pay them promptly. And there was comments about our rates. Our current rates for the village are the lowest municipal rate that we offer. And we do have had to implement a rate for special meetings. It's very disruptive to our professional schedules to have these meetings on short notice. When we originally appointed, it was 2 meetings a month. It's been much more. We've had to hire more lawyers, and it has been our practice to encourage the village to do its business at regular meetings. I understand there's disagreements among suggestion and our encouragement that happen going forward. So that's just my comment on the motion.
I think what you're saying was also passed out to the trustees. I think you sent it to the clerk and she just disseminated it to the trustees, so they already know. But thank you, sir. And
excuse me, sir. I have a comment as well.
We're in the middle of a motion.
I understand, but
So
this is also a discussion.
Excuse me. No, hold just a second.
Okay.
Just a second. Trustee Williams.
When do we talk?
Why is it every time it's got to be? You have to say something or comment or be whatever it is.
Just remind
I call it just being just obstinate. Why? I'm talking to one of the trustees. You just gonna, and that's not just now. So if you want to continue to keep doing that, I will not recognize you. Go ahead, Trustee Burns.
Thank you, Mayor. Attorney Boland, you're saying that the rates for special meetings has gone up? Your firm? He did, he recognized me.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You're being opposite. But that's you.
Mr. Mayor, I just
that's you. No, just cause you,
Let's get done.
No, you want to get done now. You want to get done now.
Rules
you want to get done now.
Point of order, point of order.
That's being opposite.
Point of order.
Here's the question, your question, Trustee Burns.
Yes,
You was asking,
yes. Has the attorney, there's a $500 rate for special meetings. I'm asking the attorney, have our rates gone up for special meetings? From what was it prior to $500? And I need to know, when did the rates go up? And were we ever notified? Was this board notified to approve those new rates? And if not, then Ansel & Gleek needs to bring their new rates to the board so that it can be approved by the board.
I just said that did you get from your packet, didn't the clerk disseminate the rates to you?
I don't see rates in my packet.
You didn't get it?
I don't have any rates.
She sent it to everybody. She sent it to
I have something
everybody.
from Robinson Engineering.
No, from Ansel & Gleek.
I have minutes.
No, he sent a notification.
Right behind it. That's what Robinson. No, this is Robinson. I have minutes.
Okay. Here it is right here. You didn't get this. And this was effective January the 1st, 2024.
Okay.
That's one.
Okay. So again, as I was saying, has this been brought before the board for approval? Because again, if there's a change in rates, if there's a change in procedure, it still needs to be brought before the board so that the board can approve it. So again, our vendors, our consultants, and our contractors can't just make up rates at will and not bring it before the board for approval. So we would need Ansel & Gleek to bring again, we have this, and come and get it approved by the board. Because other than that, it cannot be recognized.
Thank you. Okay.
Hey, Mayor. Our rates are on all of our bills. So
I thought it was.
Again,
but
we're not disputing that your rates are on your bill. We're not disputing that your rates are on the accounts payable. What we're disputing is we haven't approved it.
When you say we, it's just you talking right now.
The board.
You're one person on the board.
Okay. The board.
You can't talk for the board. You talk for you.
And I can't speak for myself either because there has to be a majority vote. So I can't just say, I just can't say me. I am saying you have to bring it before the board.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
I cannot say you have to bring it before Trustee Burns.
Mr. Mayor, please entertain my point of order by asking me what it is.
Excuse me, I am speaking.
We have a motion on the floor.
And we're in discussion right now. We're in discussion about their bills. We are speaking directly about Ansel & Gleek, whether or not to put this on accounts payable. This is the discussion. And I am allowed.
It's already been voted, Mr. Mayor, to remove it, and so we entertain that motion. But the House and the Wise and the need for ordinances takes it to another level.
I am asking you to be respectful. You're interrupting my conversation.
We are out of
Point of order.
Can you accept my point of order, please, and we can move on?
You cannot move on until I'm done.
Trustee Burns.
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, first of all, Trustee Burns.
I'm trying to get clarification.
As I stated before.
Yes, Mayor.
If you okay, there is a motion on the floor.
And we're discussing.
No, the motion is on the floor to take off these invoices.
Yes, it
So
is.
that's the motion.
But the motion,
But that's the motion. There's
okay,
a motion on the floor.
and I accept that, but there's also discussion and debate.
But you don't have to discuss, there's a motion on the
Mayor
floor.
Burgess, would you please
okay.
allow procedure to continue? Now, you know that there's discussion with every motion, please. Again,
I hope you do the same thing when I ask you.
Mayor Burgess, please.
Mr. Mayor, discussion has to be germane to the motion, and as they're talking about process and protocol,
I am not talking about process and protocol.
accepting their increased rates, that has nothing to do with the motion on the floor, and that's why it's not germane. And so motions and comments have to be germane.
Madam Clerk, we're discussing
the Trustee Burns. The motion that's on the floor was to remove. You're talking about a contract or something else that has nothing to do with the motion on the floor.
Trustee,
the motion on the floor.
That is not correct. Trustee Williams.
There's a motion on the floor.
Trustee Williams discussed the rate that we are now being paid.
There's a motion on the floor to remove $126,335.60 from the accounts payable. And that was due, that was the motion, I mean, that's the amount for the Amsel and Link invoices. It was moved and second. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Carter.
No.
Trustee Coleman.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
No.
Trustee Sapp.
Yeah.
Trustee Williams. Yes. Trustee Burns.
Yes.
Motion is carried. All right, I need a motion to approve the accounts payable as amended in the amount of $375,836.93.
Second.
375-836-93. I have moved by Trustee, who made the motion?
Williams.
Okay.
Trustee Burns, second.
Moved by Trustee Williams, second by Trustee Burns. Any questions? Madam Clerk.
Trustee Coleman.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Sapp.
Yes.
Trustee Williams.
Yes.
Trustee Burns.
Yes.
Trustee Carter.
Yes. Motion carried. All right, next item, a motion to accept. No, they want to go first. Motion to accept the recommendation of the Route Engineering Award, the contract to the lowest bidder and responsible bidder, deconstruction for the 219th Place Roadway Resurfacing Project in the amount of $393,505.70.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Trustee Johnson and second by Trustee Coleman.
I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
I didn't get to that yet. I'm getting ready to.
I have a question.
I'm getting ready to ask that. Okay.
I just want to make sure.
Pardon me?
I just want to make sure you know that I have a question.
Trustee Sapp. Trustee Sapp.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Trustee Burns, you have a question?
Yes. Melanie, this is the lowest bidder. Okay. And there was you did the resolution and the contract for this company. You brought that before the board.
That was previously done, yes, before the council was today.
Okay. Both items. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Madam Clerk.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Sapp.
Yes.
Trustee Williams.
Yes.
Trustee Burns.
Yes.
Trustee Carter.
Yes.
Trustee Coleman.
Yes.
Motion carried. Okay, public comment. All questions and comments will be directed to the mayor. Each speaker may comment on any matter concerning the business of the village, of Sauk Village. Each speaker is allowed one opportunity to speak for up to 3 minutes and may not engage in debate, counter replies, or rebuttals. I'll answer all questions once our public comments have been concluded. Please state your name when you come up to the mic.
Mayor and trustee.
Oh, I'm sorry,
give me 1 minute so I can set the time. I'm ready for you. I'm ready. Okay, I'm sorry. Mayor and trustees, hello. I'm glad to be able to
State your name, please.
attend this meeting. My name is Katana.
Could you state your name?
My name is Katana Jones, Miss Jones. I'd like to know who is head of the maintenance, for I have pictures and I'd like to speak to them of some things that they have done and have done. Who is head of that? Grass cutting, maintenance?
I'm gonna answer all questions at the end.
Oh, I just wanted to know. I'm not trying to create nothing. I just want to speak to them.
David Fields. Mr. Mayor, I sit there and I heard about all these different vendors.
To the mic.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
I sure can.
Okay, thank you. I sit there and I was listening to the numbers about the different vendors. And was the service rendered by these vendors already? And if this service was already rendered, what is the problem that these people can't get paid? Because if they can't get paid, then we're going to be forced with another problem, a bigger problem. You know? So I said it earlier and I'm going to say it again. Everything that does not happen in this village affects all of us. Nobody is exempt. Nobody. And although we get up in here and we may say things about this and say things about that and everything, when it's all said and done, where is the village at? Where is the village? Is anything being did for the good of the village? Because out of all the things that we still don't have, we still don't have it. So it's time. It's time. I've never heard of 375 days being in a year. And I don't think it ever will be. So we only have a short amount of time left in this year to get some things done here in this village. And why is it that we can't come together and get this stuff done? Why so much disrespect and fighting? Why? Because if everybody is on the same accord, it wouldn't be happening.
1 minute.
But you got to pay the people for the work that they do. You got to pay them. You got to pay them. You got to pay the people for the work that they do when they do it. And it's not right to withhold their pay. It's not right. Just like it wasn't right. But we know the village is in a mess right now. And it's going to get messier in each one of our houses because of the decision that's being made. So, it's time. It's time to stop this. It's time for it to stop. It's time for it to stop. And stop being respectable about the things that's going on. Above all things, you've got to be respectful to our leader. You have to be respectful to him.
Time.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
is Deborah Turner. I just want to say today I was really disappointed, very disappointed in the behavior of our trustees, our mayor. We can't bring a village together if there is no togetherness within our own. We look to you all to make this village a better place. You all can't come together with anything. You can't say it's daylight outside and agree on it. Somebody is going to say something different. Okay? With the numbers that you all were proposing to agree on, the breakdown should have already been done. We shouldn't be sitting here subtracting, adding, dividing, trying to figure out where numbers came from. That is finance. That breakdown should have been given to each and every one of you all, discussed and agreed upon, and then voted on here. We shouldn't be talking about taking things out. Who gonna get paid, who not gonna get paid. If it's in writing, if there's a contract, if there's an invoice, and you cross-balancing, and you got checks and balances, it speaks for itself. Accounts receivable, accounts payable, everybody has their own department. You put it all in writing, and the numbers have to go to balance. Okay? Over in Carlisle, we had the grass cut. I don't know if they had an emergency, but the grass was horrible at the entry. Horrible. Grass still up this high, some grass cut, a whole stack of grass in the middle of the driveway. Really? Really, people? And we're paying people to do this? Let's come together and get it together. Because actually we should be embarrassed, really. I mean, to be in the conduct and the way in which this happened today. I brought my granddaughter today. It was embarrassing. She was like, is this what old people do? I had to agree. Thank you.
I'm ready. Okay, Madam Clerk, I am Francine Anderson. I said quite a bit at the other called meeting, but for this meeting, I would like to do something just a little different. I would like to say thank you to all of our employees. To you, Mr. Dante, to you, Ms. Renee, to you, Chief Barrett, to you, Chief White, to the engineer, to the attorney, because guess what? You all do a fantastic job for Sauk Village. Nobody is perfect. And I don't think you get enough credit from the people of the trustee board who also have so many other things that they're fighting about that we can say thank you. I want you to hear that from the citizens and from my point of view. And I hope that I'm speaking for some of the other citizens. No, you don't always have it right. And with everything that we got going on, I don't even know how you all can attempt to make sure things are being done at the level that is being done. When we're getting over 300 police calls in 2 weeks and getting work on after a major storm within the last week, and you're still getting and doing public works. I just want to be the one person who in this village who would like to speak for others and say thank you. That is my comment, Mr. Mayor, for today.
Thank you.
My name is Amanda Myrie. Hello?
Yeah.
My name is Amanda Myrie. I live at 2110 215th Place. I'm trying to find out what's going on with the house next door to me. The tree branches is all in the yard, backyard. Stuff is everywhere, like they done cleaned out the house and just left it in the backyard. I mean, it's terrible on my block. And I need somebody to get over there and try to do something about that over there. You know, because you live across the street.
The daughter.
Yeah. Thank you. 215th place.
You ready? Jeffrey Burns, resident, 25 years. And again, I'm gonna keep reiterating myself. The major issue here, again, once again, is finances. The village can't get in order until the finances get in order. And once again, the audit is 4 years behind. What else? Audits are 4 years behind. No bank recs, I think it's 2 years behind. Budget is 2 years behind. And so, once again, if you have not seen an invoice, I would not be paying for something I have not seen. And I do agree, one of the comments, if a person has did the job, then that company invoice should be on the accounts payable, so you should know who you're paying. And I do like to say to Dante, great job, brother. Great job to all of you all, but the finance department, we got to get that together. Thank you.
Smith, resident. A couple quick things. Number one, regarding procedures. A lot of you trustees, specifically a select few, want to just rely on Robert's Rules of Order when you don't even really know it. So it sounds like some of you all need to retrain. You don't just scream out point of order. You say point of order, you wait for the chair or the mayor to acknowledge you, and then you state the parliamentary rule that you feel was broken. Without that, you are out of order. Very simple. So we need to stop all of that. Point of order, point of order. Whoever told you that didn't inform you fully. Number one. Number two, because there was a 25-year resident who came up here last meeting, and he wanted to misinform some of you. This was the proper meeting for him to state all of his claims. Special meetings, specially called meetings, you're only supposed to publicly comment on the agenda items only. So for that 25-year resident who feels like he's a parliamentary expert and come up here and try to criticize people when he's breaking the parliamentary rules himself, that's very contradictory. Now, to what I came here to talk about tonight. Conflict of interest. You all are holding AIC's feet to the fire, and you voted halfway improperly to fire them and the upgrades that they recommended for our village because of an alleged conflict of interest. What about you guys' conflict of interest with Otis and the Stern? Why can't they follow our village code book and put the trustee's name who initiated contact on the invoices? Have you asked if that has anything to do with the reason why their payments are possibly being delayed? Number one, because if they're lawyers, they should know the code book better than anybody. Number two, what about your friendship and association with our former village administrator, Anthony Finch? Now you don't want to pay our lawyers. What happens if they don't go to court to represent us in his fraudulent lawsuit?
You have 1 minute.
Then I guess he just wins by default, right? Is that what you want? You're already in a direct position to, when you guys go in executive session, to basically just vote for him to get a settlement. And I'm wondering if your friendship and your association with him is in direct conflict of interest with the village. And do you have some sort of financial gain? Has there been some sort of agreement made between you and this man as to why you keep associating with him? Hold yourselves to the same standards that you hold AIC to, or that they were held to before you voted to fire them and collapse the village. In the last 2 years, you all have fired the finance director with no allegations of anything done wrong on her behalf, who was the last person to complete an audit for the village. A month before she was going to complete another audit. You voted to fire the HR director without replacing her, and now you just voted to fire IT. How do you expect the village to function? You're stripping away all of our basic, everything that we need to function.
Time.
And it's on your hands.
Okay. A few of these were comments. The person that gave the address, we're gonna look into that. Excuse me. In your backyard. So that house is vacant, because usually we don't do anything in backyards if someone is living there. So we will look into that. The other one that was talking about the service, they want to talk to the maintenance. We do have a form that's in the lobby to direct your problems to. Fill that out. It's in the lobby. It's a service form. Please fill that out, and we'll get it to the proper people to look at what problem that you do have. But it's on the desk out there in the lobby on your way out as a service form, and please fill that out so we can find out what it is that you're talking in regards to. I'm not going to be redundant. You guys that come to the meetings and you already see what's going on. So I'm going to take these as a lot of the rest of this as comments, and I appreciate your comments, and I appreciate you taking the time out to come out to address your comments, and that's what this is all about. Together we will fall. So if we're not working in conjunction with each other and we're working against each other, we're never going to go anywhere. So. That being said,
excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
I'm just answering you. What did you have? Just in regards to anything anyone said, I'm not answering.
I just want a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Damn. I second the motion. Get the hell out of the state.
That's the one I was talking about. That's the one I was talking about.
No, I didn't say who it was. No, I told her fill out the form. Just fill the form. I'm not going to entertain a motion to adjourn. You have Department
I appeal the mayor's decision not to recognize my motion to adjourn this meeting.
We've had the department heads to be here for the last hour and a half for them to give their reports. We've had our vendors here to give their report for the last hour and a half. It's not their fault that you have somewhere to go.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Why are you adjourning the meeting?
Mayor Burgess, I have a motion on the floor.
I'm asking you why are you adjourning the meeting?
Mayor Burgess, I have a motion on the floor, and there's a second, sir.
Go ahead.
Right. There's a motion to appeal the chair's decision not to recognize the motion to adjourn. There's a second to that motion. This is a question put to the entire board. You can have discussion on that motion before you have a roll call vote on whether to sustain the chair's decision. If you agree with the chair's decision not to recognize the motion to adjourn, you vote yes. If you disagree with the mayor's decision, you vote no.
Got the vote for that.
I understand. I'm just going through the rules.
Okay, so my question is, if they don't need, you have department heads that they complain that they don't talk to. You don't get a chance to talk to. So if they got reports to do, then what? I mean, they've had their.
That's a fair point for discussion on that.
That's all I'm asking. I'm asking why are you asking for the motion to adjourn? That's all I'm asking. Could you please tell me that? Because if that's the case, then department heads and vendors didn't have to come out. So I'm asking the question of the person that made the motion to adjourn the meeting, what's the reason that you want to adjourn the meeting?
I want to adjourn this meeting because, again, this meeting has been deplorable. Our rules have been broken. There has been cussing from our own trustees. There's been cussing out in the audience. The officers will not honor the trustees' motion and request to remove, and they know that they should. So at this point, I have had enough of all of this. When there are motions on them, we have the audience laughing, the audience over on the left side disruptive. They're not doing anything that you're saying. They're not doing anything, and they're still doing that. So guess what? I am not going to continue to sit here and be disrupted by an unruly audience on the left side of this room. Again, I feel that those people that was motioned and voted on to be escorted should have been done so because it was procedural. Now, if our officers and people are not going to follow procedure, then I have to continue to sit here. None of us do. So I motion to adjourn this meeting. Public has had their say. I made sure that the public had to be able to say whatever they needed to say. The mayor was able to answer the public. The rest, I have had enough of this meeting, and I motion to adjourn. There's a second on the floor. There's nothing else for me to say. The conduct, and I am going to always speak up for my rights, whether anyone likes it or not. I am a taxpayer here. I'm a 25-year resident here. I've been in this village. I've seen this village come. I've seen this village fall. And this is the worst that I have ever seen my village in the 25 years that I've been here under this mayor. Period. And I am going to say what I'm going to say. And I am not going to be bullied by a mayor. I'm not going to be bullied by anyone. If I call a motion or any of these trustees call a motion, it is to be adhered to. We are the trustees, and we're not going to be disrespected because I don't disrespect the officers, I don't disrespect the police, and I don't expect them to disrespect my request. And I have every right, and any of us have every right, that when there's disorder in this room, to have those people removed because our lives are in danger when people feel that they can just up and start cussing us out like that. They are to be removed. And if our officers don't feel that way, then I feel that we need to adjourn this meeting because it will not stop. All night long, this left side has been going at it, just non-stop. So I adjourn. I motion to adjourn.
So
okay, you've been
again,
noted. Thank you.
Again, the motion on the floor is the motion to appeal the chair's decision, not to recognize the motion to adjourn. That's the motion on the floor right now.
Okay. I do have a question in regards to what was just said. And I really don't understand. I mean, you don't respect me. You already said that. You don't respect anything that comes from this chair. Okay, you said that too. That's not a problem. I really, at this point in time, I really don't have no answer to that. You've already said that you don't want to pay this because you don't want to pay that. But when it gets time to us to actually conduct business, hear what we've been doing as far as the departments, as far as the village has been moving to we had a storm 2 weeks ago to have some of these reports to be put out there so people that came here to hear about the cleanup, about the different things that are going on in their area, in their neighborhood, for that to be explained, but you want to walk out, you want to leave, you want to go.
I called a question to end debate. I called the question and I motioned to end.
That's the reason. Now you see why we're not, you don't have, you see why. You see, I said this is my question. This is my question.
I called the question to end
can speak in question.
No, I called the question to end debate.
So anyway, what I'm trying to say is this. The reason why we cannot conduct, you can see that. You can see why we can't conduct business. And you see why things are the way that they are. I'm asking those that are here, and we have the department heads that have been here all the time to give their reports. But you have a trustee that doesn't want to hear that, doesn't care, but they want to point fingers. So only thing I'm saying is I'm going to put it to a vote. Not because of what you said. I'm going to put it to a vote because that's what it's supposed to do. But you got to understand, we do have people that are here that they complain, the trustees complain, some of the trustees complain that there's no transparency. But when you try to give the, would you be quiet? Would you be quiet? Would you be quiet? Would you be quiet? See, that's what I'm talking about. You don't want to listen. No, there's no procedure. There's no procedure. What? No, you don't. You disrespectful. Very disrespectful. That's right. There you go. Go to train. Y'all want to walk out? Walk out. Walk out. Walk out. That's what you want to do. There you go. That's right. That's what they think. That's what they think about you. That's what they think about you as residents. That's what they think about you. That's not. You're going out. Go ahead. Bye. Go ahead. Go ahead. If she told you to leave, go with her. Go with her. Go with her. Why don't you leave? Why don't you leave? You can leave. They don't take the roll. The person that seconded the motion is gone. No motion. Okay, then you leave. No, you leave. You can leave. You can leave. Oh, I'm mayor. Okay. Okay, ma'am, could you please quit disrupting the meeting? Quit disrupting the meeting. Quit disrupting the meeting. If you want to go, go. 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 Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm not okay. Goodbye. Please go so we can continue. Please go. Please go so we can continue. You want to walk out on your residence? Walk out on your residence. That's fine. You want to let people see just what you are about? They see it.
You need to understand how this works.
No. Why?
The mayor's telling you it's not how it works.
No. Okay. Then why don't you leave? Leave. No, the motion is gone. The person that seconded the motion is gone. She's gone.
We motion on the floor to adjourn.
No, we don't have nothing. We don't have nothing. You already didn't want that. Who are you? Why don't you just leave? No, you're not addressing the attorney. He's not running the meeting. I am. He's not addressing the meeting. I am. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Mayor, we direct our comments to the chair and questions to the chair, and you can refer those questions to
Thank
me.
you.
As I brought up previously, I think what the trustee was trying to do is a move to the previous question to end debate on the motion to appeal the chair's decision, not to recognize the motion to adjourn.
Okay.
I didn't hear your motion of the previous question.
Why are you standing? Why are you standing? Why are you standing? That's an aggressive move. Don't stand up over people. No, you're not. No, go please. Leave. Go ahead. You heard enough. You heard enough. That's all you do. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Have a nice evening. Have a nice evening. You want to walk out on your people? Go ahead. Bye. Walk out on your people. Bye. These are your residents. They're not just mine.
These are your constituents.
Yes, they are. I'm not trying to leave.
Mayor Burgess.
I'm not addressing you, so you can leave if you want. Bye. Now we're going to stay here and move on and try to. We're going to try to. The person that made the motion, the second is gone. She's gone. Yes, it does matter.
I have another second.
Who?
May I have a second?
Oh, wow. You're going to ask for somebody. You're going to ask for. what you running to? Okay. You can leave, Trustee Burns. You can leave. No, you don't have nothing on the floor. Your personality. No, you can leave. Well, I'm not recognizing you. Okay. Is there a second? To adjourn. Is there a second? Thank you. There's lack of second. Motion lost last.
Trustee Sapp is here in a second.
She's already left.
Why would she leave? Who are the
Who has up to
She's not sleeping.
Trustee, are you going to leave or are you going to continue to disrupt this meeting? Please either sit down or leave.
Attorney Bo.
He's
Attorney Bo. There was a motion on this floor before Trustee Williams left. Because he would not acknowledge a roll call, we did a voice vote, which we agreed. We agreed to adjourn the meeting.
Who's we? There was no vote. So who's we?
There's a motion.
Who was the we? Who seconded the motion?
Trustee Williams.
Where's she at?
What you want? Well, she's still second. It's still a second on the floor. Maybe she'll call second on the floor.
Yeah, you need to read Robert's Rules of Order.
Robert's Rules of Order let me explain something.
Don't explain that. Don't explain nothing. Please, you're disrupting the meeting. Why don't you leave? Why don't you leave?
Attorney Bo. There was a motion and second on this.
Boy, this show showed you just what you got. That's what you got here. That's why you can't move the village forward. I'm trying to, ma'am. I'm trying to. I'm trying to. See the... No. Why are you talking to the audience? Why?
I'm not going to sit down, ma'am. Because they're proceeding.
If she shut up, I can address that. Trustee, would you either?
Mayor.
Would you
Mayor,
either?
I think you could call these folks to order.
Pardon me?
I think you could gavel these folks to
I'm
order.
trying. Would you sit down? You said you had a second. Trustee Coleman, what you have? You have for, sir?
That's the next step.
But are you gonna let me finish? You don't run. Would you sit down? Please sit down. Quit standing over people. Please sit down. Would you? So you don't take it. You don't want to take it. You want everybody to listen to you, but you won't listen. Anyway, attorney.
Because the mayor will not move forth in procedural. Now the trustee.
If the trustee.
Now we want to take a voice vote.
If the person that made the second is not here, can we move on?
She's not here because the mayor, she's not here because she would not monitor.
I'm not sure that the person that seconded the motion needs to stick around.
Oh, okay.
For you to vote on it.
All right, well, I'll ask for, okay, madam, would you please be quiet? Would you please be quiet? Would you please be?
This is, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
So there was a motion and a second to appeal the chair's decision.
Okay.
Not to recognize the motion to adjourn. That's the motion on the floor.
Okay.
There was discussion on the motion, and the next step would be to have a roll call vote on that.
Okay, well, I'll ask for a roll call.
So, and just for clarity again, because I think we were confused last time, this is whether to sustain the decision of the chair not to recognize the motion to adjourn. If you agree with the chair's decision, you vote yes. If you don't agree with the chair's decision, you vote no.
Okay. Madam Clerk.
Attorney Bowler.
Madam Clerk, I'm talking, it's not, no you don't, we're voting now. No you do not, we're voting. You don't have, are you gonna, I said, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I am asking, where is the clerk that was on, where's the trustee that was on the phone?
Why are you asking me? How would he know?
There's a trustee.
How would he know?
Where is the trustee that was on the phone?
How would he know?
Madam Clerk, where's the trustee that was on the phone?
She's not down there.
I hope she's not here.
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Sapp? Well,
I don't need you to answer anything, please. Please. Would you please be quiet? Would you please be quiet? You got your 15 minutes of fame. You got your 15 minutes.
Trustee Sapp,
Well, you show my people
I
just how you
know that it's been loud and that you've not been able to hear a lot. However, there was concern because you were not responsive when a trustee needed you to vote in a direction for her. You did not reply. Thank you, Trustee Sapp, for responding to this call for you, because this is a vote on a motion that was brought by Trustee Burns, seconded by Trustee Williams, who is no longer with us, and that motion was to recognize the mayor's decision not to adjourn the meeting, because that was the motion that Burns and Williams said, and that was to adjourn the meeting prematurely. So we're voting now whether or not we will allow the mayor's decision to sustain. If you vote yes, that will mean that the meeting will continue on. If you vote no, then that means that the meeting...
Sorry,
One
Claire.
moment.
Sorry, Claire, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but then if you vote no and that motion to appeal carries, then we would have to vote on the motion to adjourn.
Okay, I just received counsel from our attorney. He stated that there was a two-step process, okay? So the first one was basically, as I stated, if that motion carries, then we will turn around and take another vote. Am I correct, Attorney Boland? We will then turn around and take another vote to motion to adjourn.
Give me a second now.
And then the meeting will be adjourned prematurely. Are you ready to make your vote heard now? You say what? So you said no, correct?
Yeah.
Thank you. Trustee Williams is absent. Trustee Burns?
Not.
Yes or no?
No, I'm not.
Thank you. Trustee Carter?
Yes.
Trustee Coleman?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
3-2, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so the meeting will go on.
Thank you.
Yes, let me just, goodness gracious. One thing,
Are we supposed to take one more vote?
no, you don't have to.
No, we don't have to because he prevailed.
And she was gonna leave anyway, so.
I'm sorry, Sapp. Trustee Sapp, are you still with us?
I am.
Thank you.
Okay, the only thing I have right now, because I know this has been a long ordeal. So for the people that are here, I'm going to respect your time. I don't have any, I have something, but it's not that important that I'm going to keep you around. I just want to let everyone know that our Public Works Director is going to have some things that you guys should really, really listen to doing this report, because we did have a devastating windstorm here in the village, and we're trying, in the midst of now, trying to get everything back to normal, but as the people know, it's machinery. We only have so much that we can do, so listen to his report when he gives it to you. And then also, the corner dog roast will be at the end of this month. The flyers will be going out. They should be coming out in social media. We're going to have the flyers here. So, and then also, I want to announce the next board meeting, at our next board meeting, we will be honoring our baseball team and the kids that were involved in it. I think 2 or 3 of the teams came in first place. So I just want to let you know, please be here for that next meeting. Hopefully it's not disruptive. That's all that I have.
That's why those parents.
Oh,
There were
okay.
parents.
Yeah. Now they'll be bringing the kids in uniform like they did last year, and we have a little something for them. All right, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I only have 3 things that I think are very essential that I comment on. And the first one is to inform Mayor and trustees that during public comment, if the alarm goes off while a member of our audience is talking, they have the right to finish that sentence. So just because the buzzer goes off to say that their time is up, that doesn't mean that they have to cease talking immediately, but they are asked to complete the sentence and then leave the mic, okay? So I don't want anyone to think that we're being unfair to some and giving others greater opportunities. That is not the case, okay? Next thing I want to talk about real quick, and I'm certain those of you who are sitting here, well, let me say I'm hoping that those of you who are sitting here realize and see the need for some of you to step up and consider running for office. There is a forum that's being planned August the 17th. The flyer should be, if there are no more right back there, as you're exiting the building on the resource table, there's one there. Please attend that. Please consider running for office. That meeting, at that informational forum, we will tell you all that you need. Know that though the Illinois State Board of Elections have not put out the candidates guide yet that will have your petitions and everything that you need, but as soon as it's put out, we will be sharing that information with you, okay? The last thing that I need the trustees to know, Mr. Mayor, and this is with urgency, and I'm sorry that all of our trustees that need to hear this are not here. But just to give you just a little history, the trustees presented 3 specific ordinances, and at the following board meeting, the mayor exercised his right to veto those ordinances. At the next board meeting that we had, trustees exercised their right and they overrode the mayor's veto. on 3 ordinances. Now, right now, it really doesn't really matter what they're about, but I'm certain most of you who's been hanging in here with us, you know what they are. Know that those ordinances have not been certified or published. And Robert Rules of Order, Illinois state statute is just a little iffy. It depends on what the essence of the ordinance is, whether or not it flows. It's determined by the language that's inside the ordinance. For instance, sometimes an ordinance will say that the findings become whatever immediately, so that they're enforceable immediately. Like when we voted on the transportation of immigrants, that language in there said immediately. So that meant right there, right after the vote. There are others that don't say that. It may say that it supersedes a previous one, especially if it's one to amend, but this is important. And I am going to continue to ask for direction from the attorneys, but I have. I sent the attorneys a notice last week stating that I needed the ordinances so that I could certify them and to get them published as we publish. One attorney told me to contact the other attorney and defer to them, but then another said, oh, I'll send you the ordinances. I don't have those ordinances, people. And I'm not going to go out as if I didn't process ordinances. I usually process ordinances within 2 or 3 days after Tuesday night's meeting. And after I saw that it did not happen, that's when I sent notices to the trustee with the S who presented them and to all of our attorneys. Can you understand what I'm saying? I think that it's urgency there, but I can't make anyone do what maybe they just don't want to do. But then if that's the case, why do we have all of those special meetings? Why do we do all of that to have those votes just for it to not go anyplace? So it's still, we're wasting time, we're wasting effort, and I don't like my time wasted. I'm certain that you do not either, Mr. Mayor. I feel like I'm on the soapbox, so please forgive me, but that completes my report.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Oh, Trustee,
So, Madam Clerk, does that mean that the mayor's veto still stand at this moment since their ordinances or their stuff that they put in is not certified?
go ahead.
Hey, Mayor, I'm not exactly sure which ordinances we're talking about or what the effective date language is in each of the ordinances. Since the veto is overridden, the ordinances have passed. The legal effect of those ordinances, I'd have to read them and I'm happy to follow up with the clerk about them.
Okay.
So,
go ahead.
So at this moment, Attorney, that means the mayor veto still is in standing.
No, it's not. They were
right.
But isn't it a certain amount of time that they were supposed to get their stuff in to get certified in order for it to stay on the books?
They did do it. Did the veto reconsideration and override. That was handled timely.
Yeah.
The implementation, the same as the clerk. I don't think the clerk has those ordinances either.
No,
so,
I do not.
I think we would need to. Maybe somebody has them from the packets that from these past meetings. I haven't been receiving packets, so.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for allowing me to redress. We all have the ordinances that were placed in the packets. However, as you know, when you draft ordinances, or when anyone drafts ordinances for us, they are to send to the clerk's office the full ordinance in a Word document so that I can put who voted, how they voted, and even though their vote did carry, I don't have the actual document. I don't write on documents. I don't write on formal documents. I'm not going to. So I asked for the Word document a couple of times. It's not come. So therefore, honestly, I have a draft of the ordinance. That's what I consider it. I do not have an ordinance, and it has not been certified.
Okay. Right. I don't think these are ordinances I drafted. So, and the fact that, you know, and not every ordinance I draft is perfect either. So the fact that you might have received an ordinance that didn't have each and everything that you usually look for in it, I'm sympathetic. But we're happy to talk to you and work around it.
Thank you. Trustee Johnson, you say?
So what would be the status right now? Because to me, it'd be that the mayor veto is in play. Because for one, those ordinances wasn't drafted by Anson and Glenn. It was drawn by the other attorney. So we need to get this cleared up as soon as possible.
I think that was one of the arguments and it's raised in the mayor's veto message, but the full board overrode that veto, and so now it's for the clerk and the administration to figure out, as drafted, how to implement these ordinances.
So, Madam Clerk, since you said you got to figure it out, because it's not certified, to my understanding.
I think that I was proficient when I just brought it to your attention. I think that now it is time for administration and attorneys to do their due diligence. It's not for, the clerk makes no decisions, you know that.
Okay, well, he just stated that. That's why I turned it back to you. So
Right.
y'all need to get that in order. I'm just trying to get clear understanding.
He says that he doesn't have
at
it.
this point in time.
The vote stands, that's what it
What
is.
vote? The vote for the mayor or the vote that the trustees put in? Because at this moment, those documents are not certified by the clerk's office. So therefore, the only thing that is actually in play right now is the mayor's veto.
No.
That's not quite right, simply because, okay, give me a minute. When we're in session, the village clerk records minutes and I record votes. So the minutes, and if you look at your minutes, that's probably in your packet that you guys approved this evening, I believe that vote is there. So the vote passed on the affirmative for all three of those items. So the trustees who voted yay, they prevailed. That's fine. I mean, that's not necessarily fine. I don't want to be judgmental. But so that's not the issue. Who voted yes, who voted no, whether it passed or not. It did pass. So by virtue of it passing, then it still has weight. It has weight. The mayor vetoed it, yes. They turned around and overrode it, took that away. But that doesn't take away their affirmative vote. That still stands. What's needed now is for the village's records to depict actually what happened during the month of July, because all of this is taking place this month. Is that correct, sir?
So, Mayor, I think what the clerk is trying to do is certify a true and correct copy of the ordinances. She's just trying to get the correct copy.
I just want to do my job.
So what happens?
Which is an independent administrative act, independent of the approval process that the clerk described.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
So what happens if it never gets certified? So the public can't get a copy if it's not certified?
The clerk is the keeper of all village records, except for those that have been assigned to other officers. The custody of those records aren't in the clerk's custody or my custody, and she's asked the attorneys that drafted them for the correct copies.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, for the attorneys that draft them. Okay. All right. The departments, I'm sorry, report to department. Attorney Bowman, you have a report? No. Okay, I know you're tired. Village engineer Melanie Arnold, you have a report. Thank you for using the same item.
Good evening, Mayor, Madam Clerk, and Board of Trustees. Just very briefly, the bid award that was, or the bid recommendation that was awarded tonight to deconstruction for the street resurfacing of 219th Place. Just wanted to let you know that because it was approved tonight, we'll go ahead and get that process started, get contract books signed. I would anticipate we'll have a pre-construction meeting. We'd expect construction to start in about a month, and then construction to be wrapped up by the end of November. Okay. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. I'll get that other part taken care of hopefully tomorrow. Yes. Okay, Police Department, Chief White. Again, thank you guys for sticking around.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Madam Clerk, Village Board, remaining citizens, and fellow department heads. So the call to service report for tonight is from between July 9th and earlier today. We had a total of 387 calls for service. During the same period, the officers made 13 arrests. I have a couple of save the dates for the citizens and the board. Our National Night Out is Tuesday, August 6th. Sauk Village Police Department will be hosting a National Night Out event at the Albert Welch Memorial Park, which is just east of the Village Hall. National Night Out is an annual community building campaign that promotes police and community partnerships and neighborhood camaraderie to make our neighborhoods safe, more caring places to live. National Night Out enhances the relationship between neighbors and law enforcement while bringing back a true sense of community. This year's event will provide a gaming truck, face painting, food, refreshments, and again, ice cream. We also need you to save the date for Saturday, August 10th, 2024. The South Suburban Humane Society has agreed to hold a pop-up drive-through vaccine clinic for the first 300 dogs that visit the site. They are also offering free microchipping. The drive-through will be in front of the Sauk Village Community Center and will be open from 8 a.m. to noon. That's August 10th, 2024. I know, Madam Clerk, sometimes you like to provide the registration for the animals during that time period, so I'll be coordinating with you as well.
Whatever you want me to do.
Okay. Also that Saturday, August 10th, the Sauk Village Police Department will participate in the City of Chicago's annual Bud Billiken Parade. Every year since 1929, the Bud Billiken Parade has basically unified African Americans throughout the city of Chicago in music, dance, food, and laughter. Bud Billiken is a fictitious character that personifies the Chicago Public Defender's legacy to inspire our youth, progress, and pride. I've gotten to the end of my reports for the night. And if I may, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to address a couple key issues. Thanks to my commander and the sergeant being here for the first meeting while I was finishing my report, I I'm not aware of whatever transpired at that first meeting. I came in on the tail end of it. To my understanding, there was some sort of discussion concerning the agreement with the new IT service. So, the only reason I want to make mention of this is, to date, I am the longest running department head here. Been here since November of 2019.
Yeah.
2018. Yeah, November 2018.
Okay.
We've lost track.
Okay.
Yes. So when I initially got here, what we do is we do a full overview assessment of the department and its needs. And one of those things that I focused on was our electronic network, our computer network for the station. So it was brought to my attention when I got here, Edge Consulting was the IT service. They had been in place for well over 25 years. Now, I didn't have an issue with that because apparently this was a homegrown, the person who ran it grew up in Sauk Village. I thought that was a great thing, and I still do think that us employing and giving our citizens the opportunity. But after months and about a year and a half, there were so many chronic issues where at my other agencies, if we called the IT service, they would be resolved within 48 hours. A lot of these issues were lasting for months and months at a time, which spurred me to try and get an outside group to come in and just look at the infrastructure of our network. And the only reason I'm saying this, and I want to mention that infrastructure is what that is. It's the infrastructure of your community. Everything is based on the technology to keep this place running on one level or another. So at the time, I had a company called Calkin come in and do an overview, and they found significant deficiencies, which included a server that was over 20 years old, and it was not hooked up to any of our computers to back them up. What was worse was all of our computers, even the newer ones, were all home computers. They were not business computers. These were all serious issues, and for whatever reason, the company that we brought in to give us the assessment was not chosen by the village at the time. They only gave them a 3-month contract to try and get the wheels, or at least try and keep the wheels on. And then we switched to this other vendor as of, I want to say, July of 2022. So from July 2022 up until, let's say, March of this year, we had a full list of what needed to get done and what should have been done and what should have gotten done. Again, we had gotten to a point to where problems persisted for days and months at a time. I've taken upon myself this level of leadership over the last 30 years. I've been leading the police departments, whether it was a union president, to a shift commander, to division commanders, to now chief police, to always set up an atmosphere to take pride in what you do and to motivate people beyond their paychecks so that the quality of life of the citizens here will always be elevated, will always be striving towards that next level. It's hard to do that when it doesn't appear as though we're investing in our infrastructure that gives these officers their basic opportunity to perform their duties. When our systems are down or our systems work slow, our objective of preventing crime is severely hindered. All of our police reports are electronic, which means the longer they sit in that station trying to get that computer to work means the less time they spend on the streets preventing crime. I mention this not just to the citizens, but I want to
And I've always had an open door policy, but I want to invite all of the trustees to stop by the police department. You don't even have to make you don't even have to make an appointment. I'm available normally anytime after I get all of my daily briefings, which is anytime after 10 o'clock, and I try and take whoever walk-ins from 10 o'clock to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I want to invite each and every trustee to come to the police department, and I can take you step by step on how we can get to the next level as far as improving the quality of life for these citizens, or we will continue to spiral out of control with a system that had not been invested in over 25 years. I'm not here to advocate for anyone but these citizens and the services that they deserve. And these officers who come in here and work anywhere from 8 to 16 hours trying to accomplish this goal that we call crime prevention. So I don't know what happened at the meeting before. No, the police, it's not the police job to kick people out of public meetings. So I don't know where they got that from. In fact, if you really want this town to go broke, all we got to do is grab 1 or 2 people and throw them out, and we will have written them a blank check. It's violating their civil rights. But I know it's late. I didn't mean to run on. But again, whatever trustee is listening, or whatever trustee might want to go back and watch YouTube on this video, I'm inviting them to come to the police department so they can see the hurdles that these officers are having trying to get back out on the street to prevent crime. And with that, Mr. Mayor, it concludes my report. I said I wasn't going to say anything. I apologize, Fire Chief, but it just took me. But, Madam Clerk, Mr. Mayor, News Board, that concludes my report.
Thank you. I would ask for it in writing, but no, I'm not. Thank you. Okay, Fire Chief, Chief Barrett.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Madam Clerk, and the rest of the Board of Trustees that decided to remain. Mr. Mayor, I know it's late, but I would like to speak as a resident, the only department head that is a resident of this village. It is very disheartening to see that we're here and we cannot get simple tasks done. The fact this IT is the most important thing that we have to understand, that it's like the vein that's running through our village, because there's equipment at the police department that needs to be updated, that's outdated, and if it goes down again, and it's been down 5 times this year, 5 times this year, the moment it goes down, if your loved one, or trustees, if your loved one have a heart attack or go into full arrest, the fire department will not be notified, because that's where our system is to be dispatched. So it's very important, and it's so many different IT companies that come in, and we, as the department heads, cannot go and reset that modem. It has to come from the IT department that does it every single time. And so it's very important that we stop changing IT departments or IT companies, and we stick with somebody that's actually doing the job. And we have to make sure that our residents is the #1 priority instead of our own personal agendas. July 9th, the Sauk Village Fire, through tonight, we responded to 110 calls for service. And that's to conclude my report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Madam Clerk, and Board of Trustees.
Thank you. Finance Department, Director Renee Lewis.
Thank you, Mayor, Madam Clerk, Board of Trustees. My report tonight, I just want to let the residents know that the water bills are in the mail. And if you want to just come up to Village Hall, our system is updated so you can get your current balance. But they are in the mail. I was out last week, but they're in the mail now. And also with the finance department, like Chief Wyatt and Chief Barrett, the IT is really a big piece. So if me and my staff working on reports, it's just spins, it spins, it spins. We can't get water billing out, we can't take the payment. I have residents stand in line for 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes while we wait on the system to come back up. Our systems have been updated, so we can't even get Civic to speak to FCS, which is the water billing. When Dante Crew goes out to read the town, they can't read the town because it's not picking up for the Wi-Fi. If we don't have IT in place, we're gonna fail. It's nothing, they say we behind their audit, we behind their budget, bank recs. Our bank recs, we're not even to the point where they're on the accounting system. We're doing bank recs manually through Excel. I've never worked in an organization where we're doing manual bank recs. A bank rec should be done on your accounting system where you're just clicking off what checks with some cash. We're not doing our bank recs that way. We're doing our bank recs literally, manually. I come here on weekends, the holidays, I was here on the 4th. So for the trustees to give the false narrative that, oh, we don't do our work, we don't do anything, we're working. It's hard for you to see that we're working, but we're working. I'm here, I'm doing my work, I'm making sure my staff is doing what they need to do. I stand with Dante guys on the pieces that I need from them as far as water. We're trying to get it done, but we only can do what we can work with what we have. It's not that much, but we're trying.
Hold on just a second. Now, Trustee Coleman had a question for the finance.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ms. Lewis, is it?
Yes, Ms. Lewis.
Ms. Lewis. Are you saying that the bank recs in some kind of way not being done due to some IT issues?
No. So
No?
okay, let's be transparent.
Okay.
As far as the current year bank recs, I can't do the bank recs for the current year. I'm doing too much as far as finances. All trustees ask if they have an accounting degree. Like, my ethics, I won't do your bank recs. Because I'm transferring money. For me to take money to the bank, transfer it within the account, and do your bank recs, that's not you up for someone to steal from you. I won't allow myself to do it. It's called separation of duties, and I will not do a bank rec.
Okay.
So until I have a senior accountant in place to do the current bank recs, it's gonna be behind. As far as bank recs from 2021, 2020, those bank accounts should have been reconciled before I even got here in 2022. So to say, oh, the bank recs are behind, they're not doing their work in finance, the people that were here before me was not doing their work. I shouldn't have to come here and meet and the former finance director entering in transactions. Transactions should be entered in monthly. So I'm coming in, I'm still entering transactions from 2020, 2021. When you transfer from Illinois funds to Old National, well back then it was First Midwest, that transaction should have been put in the city. I'm coming in 2022 doing transactions for 2020. That should have never happened.
Okay.
So the accounting was never done.
Okay.
So to come in and do transactions as far as, and then do a bank reconciliation, at this point I'm doing data entry, I'm not doing accounting.
Okay. So
I should never have to use a bank statement and enter the information from a bank statement into the accounting system. That's not true
Is there anyone in
accounting.
the department to do bank recs?
I don't have a senior accountant.
So,
And I have a AP person, but my AP person is not a senior accountant to do bank reconciliation.
so bank recs, since you've been here, have not been done, correct?
Bank recs have been done since I've been here.
Okay.
I've been doing bank recs from 2020, 2021, 2022. I can't do bank recs as a finance director.
Okay.
So if you want me to, if you want to meet with me, and I
You
can,
will.
if you want to meet with me, I can show you the circle of accounting and how it should be done, and separation of duties. A finance director should not do everything within a finance department.
And how
That's why
long,
it's people in place to do each and every step.
how long have you been without a person to do bank recs? Bank recs.
Since Dr. Jones left, because I was the person that was doing the bank recs.
So that's what year is that again? 21?
When did you all get rid of it?
23? 23, you say?
Yeah.
When you left, I don't know.
Okay, so recapping, this is not an IT issue, correct?
If I can't get on Excel to do a bank rec, how could it get done? If I can't log into
so
my
my
system,
question-
how could it get done? It all turned,
Okay,
all
so-
falls to IT. So we're speaking on why we need IT at this point. So you're going back to bank reconciliations. I'm saying we can't do anything without IT. I had to have IT come in my office today because I couldn't find the budget. The budget was gone. He had to come and use his backup to bring the budget back.
But the crisis we're talking about right now, IT crisis we're talking about right now,
Yes,
is one that's met us as of this year, correct?
IT is from, you want your audit done.
No, but well, let me make sure. Let me clarify what I'm trying to say. The issue of an IT, we don't have an IT right now.
We have IT, they just said today.
Well, the issue is IT, correct? And that has been as of this year, correct?
No, because even when the former IT company was here, we was facing the same things with our phones down, couldn't use the internet. These are not problems that are just happening with AIC. These problems are here, was here when Kazra was here as well. They was here when Gerald was here when I first got here. We're taking a step now to try to improve them, to get them fixed.
Okay, so
AIC came in and did a lot in a few months that they have been there.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking is that, it sounds like IT, according to the police chief, has been an issue for 25 years, or it's 25 years of no updating or upgrading. Would you say that, police chief?
Let's just say,
go ahead.
I just got on the server last week. So if everything on the old drive for finance would have went down, because it was at red. It was running out of space. All of the financial documents for South Village would have been gone. They literally put me on the server last week.
So
we had companies here that knew that the finance department should have been on the server for that, but they didn't do anything.
Okay, so we're saying prior IT is responsible for this?
Yes.
Okay, and how long have they been responsible for this?
Since the beginning of the time.
Since the beginning of the time. Okay, so how long have we been knowing this?
So, hold on one second. Okay. And as a senior, I'm trying to give you an overview, and that's why I spoke on it being the senior department head. When I got here in 2018, and I did an assessment of the entire, not just the police department, but the infrastructure. The infrastructure is the computer network as well. That's when I found out that we had the same company for 25 years, which is okay, but sometimes you want another company to come in and do an overview when you have persistent problems. And so they had chronic problems that instead of, you expect for things to happen here and there, and it gets fixed 24, 48 hours, you call IT out, everything's squared away. But they had problems that was repeated, like going on for 3, 4, 6 months that should have been resolved by the IT department, which was Edge Consulting. At that time, after dealing with this for about a year, matter of fact, I'm sorry, it was about a year and a half, that's when I started looking for other companies, someone that would be willing to come and give us an overview of our network to see where the deficiencies are. And that's when I found out that they had not been properly investing in the network for the police department. That doesn't include the rest of the village. And nor does that include, what's really scary is the backup. Our department wasn't being backed up anywhere. Anything that's on my computer, I mean, literally, had the computer crash, I would have been starting from scratch. And so once we found that out and found out we didn't have a server and we were not getting backed up and he had no answers for that, that's when we tried to bring in the other company. We did a 3-month contract with that other company. This happened, and if you want to have your time, Frank, Edge Consulting was done around February 2022. Calkin Technologies were the one who gave us the initial overview. That was in March well, no, that was actually, they came out in November of 2021. Yes, so they came out in November of 2021, but they didn't get a contract with us until March, I believe, of 2022. They had a 3-month contract while Director Finch at the time decided he wanted his own or wanted to put it out for bid or whatever. That's when he brought in Calridge, right? So that was a company that we had prior to this one. They took over roughly in July of 2022. They gave us this overview that was similar to what needed to be, had been described by Calkin, that original company. And they were supposed to start to work towards that. And they did start doing some things. The problem was we again started having chronic problems that had persisted over months and months and months with no resolution.
So 2018, recapping, 2018 is when you started.
Right.
And by 2020, you had determined that IT was, or your system.
The latter part of 2021 was about when we were at wit's end, and we were like, you know what, we need to start looking around. The latter part of 2021, that's when Calkin Technologies agreed to come in, and they did the initial overview or assessment.
Okay, and from there to 2023 is when, or were they around at 23?
No, they only stopped, once they diagnosed what was going on, the village administrator at the time would only agree to a 3-month contract until he could put it out. He said put it out to bid, but it basically, from what it looked like, Calridge or whatever this company's name was, they were the ones who were going to take it. Casridge was the one who was going to get the contract. Yeah. Cadrick, I'm sorry. And so I believe that was from July of 2022 all the way up until March of 2024.
All right.
So, all right, if you wanted a timeline, that's the timeline.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Police Chief and Director Lewis. Public Works.
All right. Everyone everybody wants to hear from tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking around for my report. It ain't gonna be a good one. All right, so we had 8 water main breaks. We shut off 14 residents' water. And I'm gonna keep it real simple. We have a bucket truck. It's broke. So don't ask about a light being fixed. I mean, you can ask, ain't much I can do about it right now. We do know street lights are out. We do know trees need to be cut down. No bucket truck, broke. 2 1-ton dump trucks, broke. 2 backhoes. These are the ones that keep your water going. We have to dig up the ground and fix the pipe in the ground, broke. So if we have a water main break right now, we're in bad shape. Also, with your water wells, I'm going to keep on talking about this to the trustees and to everybody that lives in Sauk Village. We don't have internet. The wells can't communicate with each other. That means they can't communicate with us if we're at home like the rest of y'all are in the middle of the night sleeping. And we don't get that alert that says, hey, we're losing water around town by thousands of gallons a minute or hundreds of thousands of gallons per minute. We won't know until we get to work the next morning. By then, you guys will probably be boiling water. And I'm not trying to scare you, but this is just the truth. You've heard it from everybody else in this administration. It's not us. We can only do so much. We're trying to use duct tape to fix 30-year-old equipment. Ain't nobody been around here this long as some of this equipment, I can tell you that right now. Except for probably. But at the end of the day, we're all just trying to get it done around this town with very limited resources. So we've been doing a lot of picking up branches and stuff like that. We had mechanical equipment to do that, broke. So when you see us dragging around a trailer, picking stuff up with our hands, that's what we're doing. So you're gonna have to be patient with us. I mean, you don't have to, but we're asking that you do. We know what's going on out there. We've been out there since that storm came. We're out there during the storm, you know, and you just have to look at things and prioritize stuff, you know what I mean? Like, for one, IT, 2, mechanical equipment that needs repair or replacement. We do understand that the grass hasn't been cut. Oh, well, yeah, the grass ain't been cut. You know why? Because there's probably 300 trees in the middle of the street right now that we had to get out the way, so you guys can come and go and work and to the grocery store and do things that you have to do and have the right to do, travel back and forth. So our main objective for the last week and some change has been just clearing your roads. We know the branches are out there. We would have got them up a lot sooner, but a lot of our equipment broke. And going to the young lady with the issue with the, well, she's probably gone now, but we don't do backyards. We do parkways. The definition of a parkway: the concrete sidewalk, from that concrete sidewalk to the curb is our responsibility. From that sidewalk to that property, that's their responsibility. We don't do backyards. You know, we got a lot of calls about trees falling in the backyards and all that. I understand. I'm a homeowner myself, but that's not a public works issue. I mean, we will help out the best we can and everything like that, and help you contact someone that can help you get that done. You know, that's what insurance is for. But at the end of the day, we're still out here. We're gonna be out here for another 2 weeks. All our equipment is broke. Shipping machine broke. Almost forgot to tell you that. That's broke too. That's what chops the trees up. Broke. We just need time to fix it. I ain't making no excuses or nothing like that. I'm not here for that. We're gonna make it work. Just be patient with us, all right? Have a good night.
Okay. Nancy, is the question from the trustee. Trustee Coleman.
Okay. Thank you. I remember when I first met you, I saw the look on your face, you know, and your determination to, you know, to get out here and do the best you can. That was before you actually saw what you had to deal with, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I want to thank you for hanging in there, because that's what it's going to take. But based on what you're just saying, it just as with Police White, Chief White rather, we're looking at 25 years of neglect concerning IT.
I'm glad you asked me that, because I want to pick
let me finish.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
But the issue with Public Works, from what I'm hearing, is that we have 30 years of old equipment. You mentioned now, 30 years old. So a lot of the stuff, I mean, it seems to me like, you know, the crap has finally hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? It's finally hit the fan. But over the years, I mean, what were we doing? I know you can't answer that question.
I can, actually. I did at the last board meeting.
Answer it based on what you've seen?
Yeah.
Okay,
go ahead. I can tell you exactly what it was.
Go ahead.
The people that you had before me didn't do a damn thing. They didn't maintain the equipment. It could be 30 years old, brother, and it'll still work. They didn't maintain it. They didn't maintain the sanitation lines, your storm lines. That's not the mayor's fault. That's the guy in charge. That would fall on me. I'm gonna take the heat for all that, if I was them. But of course they wouldn't do it, because they didn't give a damn about the community.
Okay, but what you're saying is, at the same time, all of these things are broken down. Cost. All the things that need to be done cost money. And over the years, we have not been getting the money, correct? Well, that's what it sounds like.
Well, no, I mean, there was money there. Again, you have to have somebody who cares about the community. And I'm explaining to you, Trustee Coleman, the people before me didn't give a damn. Bottom line, they knew what the issues were. They didn't care. They just left the people of this community hanging.
So
now I have to pick up where they left off and try to get things going in the direction that this community deserves. So that's what I'm here to do. And again, I ain't gonna make no excuses. You guys have to vote on money and all that other good stuff. But I just want the community to know, and I'm glad some of y'all stuck around to hear it, that, we're at the end of the rope on a lot of things. But again, it had nothing to do with the mayor, it had nothing to do with, it just had the responsibility of the directors of Public Works.
Previous administration. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, I just want to say to the department heads, thank you so much again for sticking around and explaining, because this is a problem that we have, but, and I'm just going to say this now so I don't have to belabor this again. What you saw today is what I don't like. And I'm just hoping that we as a village will someday come to something that we can move it forward. We have, and I've said this when I was a trustee, and I'm going to meetings now in regards to economic development. And you have vendors. You have vendors that are here right now. They're not saying it on camera, they're not saying it at a meeting. But what they are saying is that we don't know if we want to come and do business in your town if you're not going, we got to worry, we're going to get paid. I mean, that's just like anybody go to work and then they come Friday. The day time to get paid, and they tell you, well, no, we're not going to pay you. You have to hold on for a minute. In the meantime, you're still going to have to pay your bills, or you won't be able to pay your bills. I just hope that we, at some point in time, quit making this personal. Quit just because I asked for something and you don't like me, we're not going to pay so-and-so. So then when it comes time for us to have economic development, to go down and talk to the people and say that we want you to come here and open up shop, come here and make money. And they say, well, did you straighten out that part in your village where we can't get paid? All I do is because I'm getting ready to go to a meeting downtown. It'll be in September. Talk before a conglomerate of investors that want to come into towns to open up stores, open up grocery stores. And one of the people that I'm going to talk to is the person that was here before, that walked away after they were voted down to come in and open up a store. He's going to be one of the people that I'm going to talk to that's going to be on that panel. And they asked me to talk. I don't know what I'm going to say yet, other than please come back, so we can have a second chance. But it's not going to be just him, it's going to be other vendors that are going to be there at that particular.
Mr. Mayor.
No, I'm not trying to do a report. I'm just trying to say why it's so important. It's so important for us to stay focused, throw personalities out, because we already see that you're going to have someone that's here, done work, and you want to vote to not pay him.
Mr. Mayor.
All right.
Question. The person that came here before, is that the one that wanted to do a study?
The one that came here before was the one that said he could bring stores here.
But
Mellon, the name was Mellon.
And he was offering for what, $8,000 for a study?
He was off, I don't know about that, but TIF, he was going to open up in TIF, and the TIF was paying for it. It wasn't village, coming out of the village coffers.
But the TIF is village, isn't it?
No.
No?
All we do is get a administrative fee. No, that's not money that's in our coffers. There's close to $8 or $9 million in that TIF, and then that goes to the.
I do recall us having a study done before about a grocery store. So we were paying, I think we already had paid for a grocery store stay.
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
No.
I remember that.
No, we had to, first of all, vote him to do the study, and they voted it down.
Okay.
You were on the board there when that happened too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There was a
Now,
study.
they didn't, as a matter of fact, when the vote went, he got more power.
I remember there was a study prior to that.
Not for another grocery store.
Okay, I'll look at it.
All right, next item is reports from committees and commissions. The Senior Advisory Committee Chairperson left his report. It's very brief. Is she here? No. That's not Ms. Tony. Report for this Tuesday, July 23rd, Executive Board meeting from the Senior Advisory Council. Breakfast bingo is every first and third Friday at 11 o'clock to 1 in the Senior Center. Come and enjoy breakfast and play bingo with us. Also join our seniors for Senior Fit every Tuesday and Thursday from 10:30 to 11:30. Come out and join our seniors ages 50 and up for a great exercise class. Contact Carol Coleman for more info. Times for the game night are from 4 to 8 p.m. every second and fourth Friday. Come and join us for games such as Bidwiz, Banco, Dominoes, and more. Our next casino trip, which is tomorrow, the cost is $40 per person. It includes the bus, $15 pay, plate voucher, and $10 food voucher. Money was due by July 14th. And like I said, it is tomorrow. So if there's someone that still wants to go, I'm pretty sure they can still go. Just have to fill out some paperwork once they get on the bus, and then once they get to the casino. And also, our next committee meeting is Thursday, August 8th in the Senior Center at 5 p.m. And thank you, and that concludes our report. Emmett Farmer, Chairman. All right, the Police and Fire Commission, Chairperson Francine Anderson.
Mr. Mayor, the Police and Fire Commission report consists of our last testing for police and fire. We have had successfully one candidate for each. So we will be again recruiting and back to advertising for the police and fire department. That is my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. I hope people understand we need, it's a job, so, and they pay pretty decent, so. Reports of standing committees and commissions, standing committees and comments. Budget and Finance, Alderman Trustee Eugene Carter. Okay. Ordinance Review, Trustee Arnold Coleman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My next meeting will be this Monday, July 29th, 7 p.m. right here in the Rotunda. Again, that's next Monday, July 29th at 7 p.m. As far as trustee comments, I'd like to, well, let me just say I'm embarrassed. Okay, embarrassed about the way things that have taken place tonight. And nights and prior nights, okay, it's the same thing. Apologize on behalf of some trustees and other officials who tonight have been dropping the F-bomb. I mean, there's no excuse for that. Okay?
No report.
I'm not. Right, thank you, because I'm still talking. Yeah, so, you had a few members on the board dropping the F-bomb tonight. And again, that's just no excuse for that. Unprofessional. But it's been like this for a while. Okay? It's been like this for a while. So, it's probably my wife wondering what's taking me so long. Okay, she ought to be used to it by now, but Okay, but again, one more thing. just looking at, from the reports that we've got today and the importance of IT and the condition of our village as it is, it just seems like we've been kicking the can down the road for somehow 30 years, according to some of these reports. Again, we've been kicking this can down the road for 30 years. And it's going to take more than, infrastructure. Everything is, the way it is, okay? 30 years, administration after administration, you throw them all under the bus. Throw us under the bus. But the bottom line is, it is what it is. And it's going to take money. And from what I've been told lately, the government, the state and federal funds available to us if we have our finances in order. Our finances meaning our bank recs have to be in place, our budgets have to be up to date. These things are necessary in order for the government to give us funding and subsidies that we sorely need. I just found, I got this today, that information today. But I've been knowing it for quite some time. But it was reiterated to me from a previous trustee. Okay, so it is what it is. Right now, trustees are watching the money, whatever money we can watch. Problem with that is we're not getting information. We're not getting information. It's up to us to find out. It's up to us as trustees to understand where the money is going and how to be responsible for it, okay? And so there's not a trustee that goes out to fix a fire hydrant or cut any grass or pick up leaves. That is not what we do. Some of us don't, yeah, at home. You do it at home. But as far as doing it for the village, that's not our jobs. Our job is to legislate.
Madam Clerk, I do have a report.
And to make sure that the money is properly allocated for the things that need to be done in the village. That's what we do. To blame us for anything other than that, I don't think so. That concludes my report.
All right, public service, Trustee Raven Johnson.
Don't comment this time.
Okay, housing and intergovernmental relations, Trustee Diane Sapp.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Housing Committee will participate as one of the sponsors in a veterans rally on August 11th in Douglas Park. The purpose of the rally is to support housing, PTSD, and any other issues that veterans are having. And I encourage all veterans in our village to participate. There will be a flyer available next week.
Where's the
that concludes my report.
Where's
in Chicago, west side of Chicago.
So
over by the VA hospital.
Okay.
Over by Jesse Brown VA hospital. There'll be a flyer with details.
Okay, you said this is going to be August 11th at what time?
August 11th. It will start at 11 a.m.
Okay, and that's in the Government Relations Committee will be at that. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We're part of the sponsor, yes.
All right. Yes, and you said you have forthcoming information. All righty. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Is that it?
That concludes my report.
Okay. All right, I have nothing further, so I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Johnson, second by Trustee Coleman. Since we have everyone, Coleman and Johnson. Could you please call the roll?
That's 19 kids. They're 7 on
Yes.
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 Motion carried. Thank you guys very much for sticking around. Okay, thank you.